Alrighty, how's it going, chat? Sorry, I had to double check where we left off because I wasn't totally sure what node we got up to. But yeah, hello. Hope everyone's had a good week. And yeah, hopefully I changed some gain settings, so like maybe the noise in the back will be a little bit better this time. And then we'll see. Oh god. How's it going, Howling, Gil, Seth, Alec, and Flame? Damn, you only 25k? That's crazy. Although I think a bunch of your points are all tied up in Dark Souls requests, so I guess that actually makes sense, yeah. Dang, and Howling with the 40. Yo, how's it going there? Ooh, okay. Wait, summon isn't a guaranteed 5-star, right? No. I don't remember. Is it a guaranteed 5-star? Maybe it's a guaranteed 5-star. It's not, okay. Well, that was funny. Click a summoner? No, click as a caster. This is where he says, like, click my nuts or something, I don't know. Whoa, there's an operator down there, that's crazy. Okay. Whoa, that's crazy. Oh my god, thanks, Jax. Okay. I'm gonna recap the story. So if you are not caught up to EA Sports 5, we're gonna start at 5, so if you're not caught up to 5, then it's EP time for you. Also, I'm gonna make my mouse, what's it called again? Wireless, so give me a second. So I don't Windows notification all of you guys. Good night, Seth. Alright. Last time, where we left off was everyone in the town's on fire. That's it, that's the story. They're all dead. We are the single walking woman. I was gonna say man, but I guess technically we're Reed. Oh, I guess a blonde is living too. We are one of 2 living people in the entire town. Huge. That's pretty much it, yeah. I'm interested to see where the story goes from there. So let's go ahead and continue. These all, I assume, yeah, everything's gonna have a before and after. Ground and fire. I'll try my best to finish tonight, but if we can't, we are doing Arknights tomorrow, so I probably won't push too hard to finish tonight if it's getting long, but we can finish. We won't have much left tomorrow if we have to finish it tomorrow, so okay. And Mike is like, was that another trick of the shadows? This isn't the right way. I'm going in circles. I can't see the sky. How long has it been? How far do I still have to go? Well, I'm in the dark woods at least. The mist and noise Bridget was talking about didn't keep me out. Tricky Fae. Shadows pointing the wrong way. Foul beasts that trip you with branches. That's all more or less the same as when I was bringing Morn and the others back. The trees are too tall and the leaves too thick. They block out the sky, making the life here different from outside. But where's the music? This is the right path. I'm at the heart of the dark woods now. The scenery seems different from before. Where did the red and gold of autumn go? Why does it look like this? The black mist. So the woods are rejecting me after all? Loshini grabs her weapon tightly. If Nemo's... Yeah, if Nemos was right and Dublin never returned after leaving the city, then they were most likely swallowed by the mist. But it shows no sign of aggression, it simply lingers. Does it reject me? No, it's closer to indifference. Disappointment? Why? There's no answer except the rustling of leaves. Loshini shakes her head and cautiously goes around the mist, choosing a path that looks like it has a light at the end. The mist remains indifferent to her passage. The Fae that delight in leading travelers astray are nowhere to be seen. I love how we just can't hear the music. It's so quiet. Another dead end. No time to waste here. I'm sorry, but I'll have to burn a way through. You're overthinking it. Who's there? Take a guess. You. How could it be? You're that gentleman from the city. I wanted to ask you something, but you... Indeed, hardly the most amicable of at partings. Since then, I've been following and watching you for a while. Consider my way of reflecting on myself. I'll admit you're not quite what I thought, but this is no time for small talk. Do not burn the trees. It should be enough to illuminate them with your fire. See for yourself what they really are. What they really are? The leaves are razor sharp, the brambles are hard, and the branches have a metallic gleam. What is this? That's not important. What's important is that your fire can't burn through it. Now, follow me. Hurry before the black mist changes its mind. We can talk later, but if that thing is in a bad mood, there won't be anything left to bury when it's done with you. Isn't that a dead end? Why do you put so much faith in what you see? Just listen and move. This is the path I took when we came to Knot. I forgot how the dude said it again. I don't remember. When we came back to Nasarisi. So this is where those trails lead. If you don't mind me asking, are you in the Forest Fae? Don't be ridiculous. I have nothing to do with them. The woods, though. Centuries have passed, but it's hardly changed at all, other than the black mist. Or does he not say it? Oh, does he say the forest? He says the ritual name, right? Or whatever, the festival. Ruins the view, really. We'll be out of the dark woods soon. Now could you... This is really... What's happening? Look behind you. Reed! Reed, we're here! The refugees appear on the well-lit edge of the woods. What happened in this city? It's like the black mist got angry the moment you entered it, cutting it off from the outside. It's been days since anyone went into the dark woods. A few people were hunting on the outskirts when they heard sounds from within and saw what looked like fire. Whenever something similar happened before, the Wakeman told us not to approach the woods. This time, though, we recognized your fire. We could hardly ignore it. You shouldn't have come. It's dangerous here. And you shouldn't have either. Not on your own. We all learned our lesson about letting you go off alone after waiting for you in the marshes outside Londinium. We trust you, so please, trust us back. Thank you. You're welcome. Let's go back to camp. Sir, would you? Oh my god. Who are you talking to? Is there someone else with you? The red dragon turns around, but her uninvited companion has already vanished without a trace, like the dew under the morning sun. Thank you for providing refuge for these people. Oh my god. Nemos entrusted them to us, we simply did our part. On behalf of the Wakemen, I promise that we will not reveal your existence to anyone unaware, and you have seen with your own eyes that your people are safe. Now it is time for you to leave. What do you mean? Is she not welcome here? Neither are your people, Morin. Whenever two red dragons meet, endless conflict awaits. If you insist on involving yourselves in it, then we can no longer offer you sanctuary. How could you? This is how we have always been. The Wakemen neither start nor end conflicts. The disputes of the living are not our concern. We watch over only the souls of the departed. If you are truly the noble and compassionate leader Morin imagines you to be, you will not drag these innocents into your battle, Red Dragon. This isn't a battle between two red dragons. I came to seek your help on behalf of the people of Nasoursi. Every battle has its reasons. It's not an excuse. Reed wouldn't do that. Excuse or not, the disputes of the living are none of our concern. A hard-learned lesson whose bitter fruits we continue to taste to this day. Oh, I see. Now leave. What if I'm here to ask you to hold a funeral? A funeral? In that case, the Wakemen will welcome you, but for that, and only that. Now tell me the name of the departed, their deeds in life, and present the remains. Oh, she got so excited. His name was Ku. He was a blacksmith. Ku? How did he die? The purple flames of death took both his life and his will. Not even my flames can help him now. Then why is it that not a single denizen of Nasoursi has come to us to request a funeral since the city became independent? So it transpires that the first Nasoursian to be mourned since the end of the war was not taken by war at all. So I weave the straw into a ring like this. Yes, then adorn it with these flowers and the wreath is complete. I remember when the farmers put a wreath on your head, praying for a good harvest next year. Feels like old times. I miss that. Are you not happy here? I rather enjoy it myself, but the others might find it stifling. The life of a Wakeman is almost like a self-punishment after all. What's the word for it again? Asceticism? No alcohol, no overeating, no fancy food. Can't even laugh too loud. They wake up before sunrise and sleep after midnight, and everything in between is some ritual or other. At least they don't expect the same from us, but there's no avoiding them when we have to help out on the farms and stuff. I've probably forgotten how to laugh. Huh. Morin's the only one who goes out of her way to talk to them. She's learning something new every day. Might be how they tie certain knots. Might be how to estimate the age of a tree. Compared to the Wakemen and the Tails, though, Your Highness, ma'am, I did not expect to find you here working with them. Rita's always been like this. Should we excuse ourselves? No, I simply came to confirm the facts of the departed's life, for the purpose of the ritual. Please tell me, what happened to Ku? I will tell you all that I saw as I saw it. I hope it makes you feel something. Yo, how's it going, Aber? Howling, that's the only reason I knew how to say that. Also, yeah, Bear would be out of a job if no alcohol. Bear, when's the last time that you had alcohol? Bro, this guy is so cringe. This is like the catacombs. I have already dismissed all the servants in the citadel. These footsteps, then. Your Highness? Ah, it's you. Did you need something? You aren't going to ask how I returned? No, I won't. You came back, and that's all that matters, my loyal servant. Besides, I have a fairly good idea of what sort of guest you can bring me. Has the curfew started? Just now. Then you could say that my orders have been followed. Failure. Failure? Nasorisi is here. I am here. What failure? Escape. The deadline is Samhain. Yeah, I don't remember how he said that. Surely the Black Mist remembers this, even if it's hardly known for being a good listener. Unsurprising. Disappointing. Unacceptable. Am I meant to understand something from these few words? Or perhaps you too prefer the directness of arts and destruction to the imprecision of language. No sooner do the words leave Ablana's lips than gleaming branches thrust forth from the dark mist, reaching for her throat. At the same time, her spear penetrates the thick mist. Purple fire is faintly visible from within. She could burn it away to nothingness with a thought. But the branches never find Ablana's throat, and her purple flames never ignite. Samhain. By the time the sun rises on the day after Samhain, the outcome will be plain for all to see. So, why don't we dispense with these meaningless bluffs? Ablana's spear still impales the mist, but the branches before her throat disappear a moment later, as do the flames of the tip of her spear. The dark mist dissipates. Your Highness, you're still here. You need something else? Is this about Dublin? There are only the two of us here. I will permit you to speak that word again, my most loyal servant. Thank you, but there is no need. Spectres are but spectres, even if they helped found a nation. There is no place for ghosts in the history books. I worry about my colleagues who stayed behind that day as I did. Where are they? Could they mean you harm? No need to worry, even if there were. There is no reason for you to risk staying here. I saw a scene of chaos on my way back. It was bedlam. People were fighting over the tiniest... Does the word tiniest look weird there? Or is it just me? Over the tiniest things, sometimes nothing at all, while others seem to be stuck where they stood like statues. But like the specters who fought the Victorians with us, will they fade into darkness too? This is Naseorsi, the Red Dragon's lair, the capital of Terra. Anything that happens here will have repercussions across the nation. No, it won't. You don't sound convinced. Your Highness, at the end of the day, I have just one question. One question I pray you will answer. Very well, I will forgive your imprudence. Your Highness Ablana, that future you promised Dublin, you promised Terra, the future where all Terrans could freely write their own dreams. Was it all a lie? Dun dun dun. The Brigadier cannot stop himself from trembling. The fear that had lurked in his heart for days overcomes him. It is not because he fears his own end. He is not afraid of being swallowed by the dark mist like his colleagues, or of invoking the Red Dragon's wrath. He fears that he will hear an answer he dare not consider. It was true. Every word of it. Your Highness. I have answered your question, Brigadier. The Red Dragon's voice seems ethereal, feeble even, but it leaves no room for questioning. It is the voice that has led the man to victory countless times, and so he slowly strains his back. Then I trust you. Perhaps, or perhaps you simply have no other choice. Often have you chosen a path that seemed baffling, impossible even, but it always ends up leading us closer to our dream. Of that I have no doubt. Such deep trust is indeed worthy of my gratitude. However, I do not require you to maintain order within Naseorsi. If you manage to return from the Dark Worlds, then you should return there now. Until Samhain has passed? Until Samhain has passed. Or, I stepped into the dark woods one morn, calling to the mists of Or. Your Highness? Do you hear the song coming from beyond the woods? Hardly a day has passed since you left. Fine work, Loshini. Wait, she was smiling. What the fuck? I wasn't even looking at her portrait. Is that what's been happening to the city? Reed, your sister, what is she planning? I don't know. Someone once told me that her plans would only ever be beneficial to Terra. Now, though, I can trust neither her nor the one who made that promise. You screenshotted that? We gotta go back. Are you still not going to help her, Wake Woman? She came for a funeral, and we will only accept her for that. Have learned of the deeds of the departed. Bring the knots and wreaths and come outside. The funeral is about to begin. The people set aside their differences and stand up in silence. I stepped into the dark woods one morn, calling to the mists of Or. I trod upon the road, heading out to war. No pipes a-singing, nor battle drums a-roar. Only the bells behind me— I almost said balls. Only the bells behind me, through dew and fog, their rings do soar. The wakemen sing softly, each attending to their own duty. Some adorn the coffin with knots and wreaths. Some lay firewood and kindling around it. Oh my god, just like the Outdoor Boys. Some distribute candles to the attending refugees as they continue to sing. Tiny lights begin to sway throughout the camp. Loshini has a candle too, which she carefully lifts in front of her chest. Excuse me. Go ahead. I didn't know the departed, and don't really have much to say, but where I grew up, people talked freely at funerals. Certainly, this is how Terrans honor the departed. Life should be celebrated even after its end. The joy of the living is consolation to the dead. You are free to talk amongst other. I also made some snacks. Let's fucking go, snacks. Please feel free to share them. We will also provide refreshments later. However, we must request that you exercise restraint, considering that Mr. Ku died before his time and under unfortunate circumstances. We must also ask you to follow our instructions during the fire returning ceremony. Understood. Is this how your folks hold funerals, Morin? We didn't have all these rites and ceremonies. All we did was keep watch through the night. No clue what this fire returning thing is either. Guess we just follow their instructions. Have you ever been part of a ceremony like this, Reed? I see. You mean... Loshini has found the Wakemen. The hero's funeral has begun. I stepped into the dark woods once more, calling to the mists of ore. I trod upon the road, heading out to war. Do you know this song? You already know the answer. I lead the young into battle with it more than a few times. Or I led. Who is it? Who's singing? Why is it that I still hear that song here at the site of the old capital, even after escaping the dark woods? Or am I still stuck in the woods? No, the sound is coming from the furnace at the center of the ruins. Such a beautiful tune. No pipes a singing, nor battle drums a roar. Only the balls behind me, through dew and fog their rings do soar. I should go back. Now I see what I truly want. Besides, do I really deserve to escape Nasorisi? So are they like... What are the demon people called again? Are they like the Sarkaz where they like can sense each other or some shit? Fuck. Here, Emma, today's bread. Yo, let's fucking go, bread. Yo, we know her name's Emma. Don't say worried resident. That's fucking Emma. Thanks for sharing your food in times like these. You shared with me before, just returning the favor. But why do you keep staring at the bread in my hand like that? He's not staring at that bread. What is this emote? Control yourself, control yourself. She's Emma, the one who shared bread with you. You must help her, you must. I'm fine, Emma. I just meant to say, you've been bedridden for so long, there'll be tough times ahead of us. No pipes a singing, nor drums a roar. Why are you singing that? Someone's singing in the distance. Bro, it's almost like they can hear it anywhere, I don't know. Unless they're just loud AF. Friends of the departed, please present your eulogy before the fire returning ceremony begins. Read. I have a eulogy here written by Nemos. May I read it? Of course, go ahead. Dear Ku, a letter? Ku, perhaps it won't be long before I join you. Ku, perhaps it won't be long before I join you, before I become a slave of the purple flame, before I turn to ash. Perhaps there won't be anyone to free me from an afterlife of eternal torment. I've never forgotten what you said to me. You said you wanted to be a hero. You asked me to let you become one. You said Naseorsi needed a hero for the post-war days, one who belonged only to us, neither Dublin nor soldier. You said that nearly everyone in the city had lost something important in the war, be it a partner, a child, or a future. Without a hero, an exemplar to understand them and fight for their rights, one who would also set them right should they go astray. Without that, they wouldn't have anything to hold on to when the war ends, when they have no one left to hate. I agreed and assented to your request. You took Theo in and helped the people who'd lost their livelihoods. You thought everything was on the right path, and so you proposed the statue. You became fully immersed and took on a great burden. By the time you realized, it was too late. Now it is my turn to carry this burden, one too heavy for any single person to bear. No way, bear mentioned. Yeah, she repeats the last line. Farewell, Ku. Slan Liat, or should I say, Slan Go Foil. May we meet again in the warm flames. Why is Reed off to the side? I can't even. Where's the Wakeman? Oh my god, her tail's so long. I don't see the Wakeman. As she finishes, a flame is thrown into the kindling surrounding the coffin, igniting the firewood. The crowd gathers around the bonfire, following the instructions of the Wakeman. Witness that the departed has found peace in flames. He shall no longer wander the mortal realm. Place your candle as close to the fire as possible, or throw it in directly. Return the fire to the departed. Oh my god, the will of fire, no way. If you have anything to say to the departed, say it aloud to the flame. Be it praise or reproach, they are the memories that will console the departed at journey's end. Once you have returned the fire, please remain to keep watch over his soul until the fire has gone out. Let us begin. Shlan Leat. May you find rest, stranger, deceiver, and hero. Morin bends down and places her candle by the fire. The licking flames swallow it in an instant, almost burning her hand. You want to come closer to the fire, Reed? If there's anyone here who doesn't deserve to pay respects to Ku, it would be me. You couldn't have saved him. Morin? There's no place for him in the Red Dragon's lair from the moment he made the choice to truly become a hero. You should return the fire to him. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust, let the dead rest with our memories as life goes on. Return the fire. Let the dead rest with our memories as life goes on. Or read. While Loshini is lost in thought, the others continue to return their fire and then sit down some distance from the bonfire until she's the only one left with a candle in her hand. She walks forward in silence and tosses the candle into the blazing bonfire. The dead are gone. All their ambition, obsession, realization, desperation turn to fading smoke and silent ash in the flames. Interesting. Okay, let me get some water quickly. Okay. EA6. The Lost. Oh my god, we even I really hope there's not an ST3. But honestly, these haven't been too long yet. So you won't go... Do you want to know? Yeah, sure. I assume there's an ST3. If there's a 2, there's usually a 3. Like, there's no way they would just ever round it on 8, right? So you won't go to the city even to perform a fire returning ceremony? What you've described is highly unusual. We cannot simply take your word that the residents are no longer among the living. Besides, the fire returning ceremony is just that, a ceremony. Do not expect it to be anything more than that. Very well then. You may return, Wake Woman. Thank you for your help. You intend to go back to Naserisi even without us? Morin and the others have settled in well, and I've done what Nemos entrusted me to do, so my work here is done. Take care, Your Highness. I will. Bon voyage. It's bye, right? The Red Dragon sets out in the direction from whence she came. Everything that happened yesterday seems but a distant shadow now. But also a tiny spark of flame. Return the fire. Have you made up your mind to go to your death? The stranger? Good timing, sir. May we talk if you will help me? Did your Red Dragon history lessons ever teach you about a poor wretch by the name of La Breche Atak? Excuse me? I'll take that as a no. After returning to the palace for the first time in years, he never even had the chance to see his brother before the guards took him away and plunged a sword through his chest. I know the story. Then why are you so eager to follow in his footsteps and have history remember you as a fool? Leave. You've seen your sister, and you're still alive. In that, you've already achieved more than he ever did. The story of Labre Tak and Ale is not the story of me and Ablana. Fine, let's say I was willing to hear you out. What did you want to talk about? The city's fire returning ceremony. I just wanted to find someone to help with the preparations, but you seem to know a lot about the history and tales of Terra, so I was thinking you might be able to help. History? Tales? We could talk on the way. Come. But that's not the way to the Dark Woods. Just follow me. It worked out for you in the woods, didn't it? I thought this was new music for something. No, this is just the classic. The ruins of the palace. I've been here before. It's dangerous. The original rich environment is... I guess she's technically not infected. I don't see any shards. You said you wanted history and tales. What better place in Terra than this ancient Tenge expletive palace? What? What the fuck's a Tenge? Is that more than 9 gay? The what palace? That's what I'm saying. Ah, never mind. I appreciate your help in the woods, but I have important business to attend to. I don't have time to. And what's this important business? Dying for nothing? Sure, you're different from your sister. That dragon's flames may be cursed, but her person... Oh, why the fuck is Windows popping up? Leave me alone. But her personality is as typical as they come. Arrogant, leaving no room for any other voice. You may be better, but... I'm different from my sister, but she's not who you say she is. However different you may be, conflict is in the nature of the Red Dragons, even if you were merely dragged into it. And there is only ever one outcome. Only one may emerge alive. Yeah, I got that. One of you will die sooner or later, so what's the hurry? Have patience, young dragon, we're almost there. Oh, fuck, we forgot to go back for the Ablana picture. We come here for this altar. Altar? You mean that thing in the middle? Isn't that the furnace? The furnace which fused together the weapons of every Terran soldier and overturned the fate of the dynasty? The furnace from which fallen soldiers were reborn? That's what you call it today, isn't it? Far more important than just another altar, to be sure. But an altar is an altar, even if it's a little bigger than the others. It was based on the ceremonial stone circle used to coronate the King Gael, and the palace was built around it. Oh, so the language is named after the old king. Whenever an old red dragon died, this is where the fire was returned to them. The fire returned? The avatar returns. What you saw back at those wood brains camp. Gotta give them credit, they managed to remember all that, even centuries later. Fire returning wasn't just about a bonfire back in the day, though. By the time of the old hag, Magred, it was enough for the siblings of the heir to the title. It was enough for the siblings of the heir to the title of King Gael to put their hands into the fire and get a few blisters. Go back even further, though, and those siblings would have been burned alive together, so they say. There's no hard evidence. Bro, is this just a fucking John and Jalter moment, or what? Now you've gone even paler. He flicks his hand, and a speck of purple fire flies forth from his sleeve, joining the same purple fire in the altar. The flames breathe quietly like an infant in its mother's embrace. But he has purple flames too. I guess no shit, there's purple on him. Your flame is... I'm a fucking G. That's what I just said. Fucking same wavelength. Your flame is purple too? No, wait. You're a Draco. Could you be... She's putting it together, chat. No weighing. Awfully slow, aren't you? Well, it's too late to run. Put your hand in. What? You want Naciorsi to return its fire, didn't you? Put your hand in. The red dragon falls silent and stretches out her hand to touch the flame in the furnace. As expected, it is not warm, but to her surprise, it does not feel cold either. Now, I brought you here to see something. The tragedy of Terra, the ill repute of the red dragons, it is simply the cruel cycle of fate repeating itself again and again. Like your sister, I was an aberration that breathed the flames of death. It is not my intention to disrespect the dead, nor could I, even if I wanted to, but I wanted to show you the fate of those who die upon this land. Cut, please cut. Oh shit, purple. Whoa, 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 whoa. Who's that? Who that there in the back? But we saw this already, right? Maybe we saw this already. Is this where we should begin? Understandable. Of all recent events, it is the most significant. Your sister was right. Those who have touched the flames of death are beyond help. Okay. Yeah, this is when she was like asking to dance or whatever. Yet the fire should not have spread so readily. What hatred did it take for the Dracos to once again sire an ill-omened aberration? The first in 600 years. What is this, Joy Boy? Ah, and him. If you ask me, he slept in far too late. Could hardly drag himself out of bed by sunset. Of course he became the sacrifice. Even you should not speak of the dead so lightly. Do not justify it as a sacrifice. You can only say that because you've seen too little. Those feelings will pass soon enough, once you're used to it. See, here comes another sacrifice. The Victorians who killed you have been chased out. The last Victorian bastard died before my eyes. In a sense, your sister's dream did become reality. The Terrans have risen and the Victorians have fallen. Simple, direct, satisfying. Were you one of the bystanders too? Don't get caught up on that, child. You know what I am. This I don't recognize. Explain. For all the people who didn't read the last event. Oh, Lotiony knows though, okay. It was a war. There are always wars. Be specific. Who did she incinerate and what land did she set her sights on? Victoria. Ablana wanted to take Terra back from the Aslans. She was the conclusion to that war. The Aslans? Those conceited bastards? But is she not facing a sarcasm? Bro, that's what I'm saying. See, it's confusing, bro. The story doesn't make sense sometimes, right? You fall asleep for a little bit, you wake up and you're like, oh my god, what the fuck's happening? Never mind. The lions were the ones who stole Victoria. That's all I need to know. I don't need you to tell me what this is, just as I can tell the expression beneath the mask. The satisfaction and joy that only appear on a red dragon's visage in the face of certain death. No, that wasn't joy. It was the opposite. The opposite? Maybe you were simply gravely injured and started hallucinating on the brink of death. But as I said, this is simply repeating the past. Cities may ride on wheels now. Cities may ride on wheels now. This is like the fucking boomer thing. You got your computer in your pocket now? Your fucking city's got wheels, bitch. and the master of the realm has changed hands, but what's inside never changes. What is this? Your home. Where did you learn to point your blades at each other? Who's this man? The Earl of Warwick, our foster father. Ablana said he helped Terrans see hope, a hope they could see but never reach. That all he ever did was drive thirsty travelers mad with mirages. In his hand, he held a delicate thread. On one end were the Terrans who had rediscovered their name. On the other lay the oppressors who had trodden upon them for so long. That thread was my sister and I. Looking back, perhaps he was the first to be afflicted by the purple flame. Huh. Not only do you sympathize with your sister, but you also know her well. No wonder you're so loath to kill her. But I have no intention of becoming like her, nor will I simply allow myself to be killed. These events, this history you had me recall, what are you trying to tell me? That the history of Terra is nothing but the continuous accumulation and recombination of ruins of the past. What you have seen, I have too. Nothing new can be found within. What I see are not ruins, but the source of the flames. The flames in Naseorsi are indeed my sister's flame, or fire, but they are also the great sorrow behind the bloodshed, left with nowhere to go. It was the war, no, the pain, the oppression, the things taken from them, which began long before the war. That's what lit the fire in their hearts. My sister shaped their sorrow into hatred, which scorched the fields of Terra and drove out the Victorians. However, without vengeance to cloak the sorrow, that same fire has come back to burn them, burning away everything they have until they are nothing but the walking dead. A fine summary, child, but do you really think that returning the fire would solve all the city's problems? It's the only path before me. True, but how do you tread it? Come, we've seen your story, now see mine. Ancient Dengay. Don't cry now, it's just a cloud beast. But I raised Greyclaw from when she was a baby. They say your fire is different, Dai-Di. Dai-Di. Though you do not heal the living, but instead bring the dead back to life. They don't come back, it's just an empty shell. Even if it's just an empty shell, please, Dai-Di. I just want to hear Greyclaw's voice again. And so the impulsive Red Dragon let his daughter's plea get the better of his judgment. Was she actually calling him daddy? Wait, what the fuck? I raised Greyclaw from when she was a baby. Who the fuck is Greyclaw? Oh, I thought Greyclaw was like, okay, I see. It's probably like something. Okay, I get it. And so the impulsive Red Dragon let his daughter's plea get the better of his judgment. After a few months, strange things began to happen, not just to the Cloud Beast, but to all the beasts of the pasture. Oh. Okay, I follow now. It was just a Cloud Beast. Bird and beast no longer ate grass. Cyst beasts no longer gave milk. The old refused to die, the young refused to live, and bare skeletons devoid of flesh began to roam the pastures. As the purple fire spread through the herds, the Red Dragon was forced to leave the pasture with his people. He made the same mistake many times throughout his brief existence. The purple fire spread through the herds? What about it? Your own dear sister dared to burn people with the same flame. Now that's crazy. Fuck, there's no way he just called her crazy. Oh my god. How was the fire extinguished? You'll find out soon enough. This is the Citadel in Naseorsi, that same corridor? No, but your mistake is understandable. We simply took a large step back in time. This is how the palace you currently stand in looked 600 years ago. It's incredible how stonemasons centuries hence managed to perfectly recreate it in this Naseorsi of yours. So, what happened here? Here? Labertak, the fool, had made too many mistakes, the likes of which you have already seen. He grew weak and felt his end coming. On the eve of Samhain, he came to see the brother he had not seen for 20 years, bearing the finest gifts his nomadic life would allow. He even convinced the druids of the city who oversaw the festival ceremonies to take him to his brother. Touched by his familial love, they led him into the city, but he failed to recognize when his guide's silhouette, voice, and demeanor changed, not until it was too late. He was taken to this very corridor, and... Ugh. Wow, he just got Julius Caesar, that's crazy. I doubt that Aelil, who gave the order to assassinate his brother, was on that balcony on the other side of the door. My eyes were wide open until the very end, but I never saw his fire through the gaps. Where did it all go wrong? Was he angry that the priests continued to treat me as royalty? Did he consider me leaving without a word 20 years earlier a betrayal? Or was it someone else who wanted me dead, and he simply had no choice? I'll never know. Within this brief, swift act of violence, there was only one thing that I had long known, that I had never doubted. A red dragon never forgives. The hatred of the dragons is even longer than the history of Terra's. Of Terra. But there is more I want to tell you. After I died, Aelil ordered my coffin dragged through the city for all to see the end that befell me. And so purple fire raged through every pasture I had stayed at with my clan. Life turned its back on all who touched it. Only death remained. 7 days later, the priest returned my fire to me at a clearing outside the dark woods, and only when the fire they returned to me was extinguished did the purple flames in the pastures begin to subside. It was only then that the very last vestige of my consciousness that remained in the flames after death faded into darkness. All living things that touched the flames, people or beasts, were turned to ash. Your sister spoke true. The flames will continue to spread as long as she lives. Bro, this is some real, like, Sasuke, Naruto, Madara, Hashirama shit going on. It's like, there'll always be two of us. The sad Naruto dragon in the background, yeah. But she's a typical red dragon. She is not so noble as to give up her life to save those who have yet to survive. If she is inviting you back, then it is certainly a trap. Run, call for help, yell, find someone who is your equal to extinguish the endlessly spreading flames. That is the only way. But what if she has already decided that I'm the only one worthy to dance with her? What if I can't abandon the lives in the city to their fates, as long as there's any chance of saving them? So you'll return to the fire to someone who's still alive? Yes. What if that doesn't work? What if that doesn't work? Looks at him. And looks at him a little bit angrier. Regardless, I'm going back no matter what. Silence, and then Lotiony hears a sigh. I suppose stubbornness and stupidity really are hereditary. Feels bad, man. Oops. Let's see if we can snipe the Ablana picture really quickly. Wait. Was it not that one? And thanks for letting me know. I think in that previous picture, she had like her eyes like even more like narrowed. What the fuck? Actually smiling. Crazy. Okay. I'm out of tea now, though, so it's kind of sad. Oh well. I'll miss you, tea. This is far enough. We're already at the Wakeman camp. Your sister roused me from my slumber. You could always return me to it with your own flames if you want. Read! A golden hair Pero leaps off the back of a bird and beast and rushes towards the red dragon. The bird and beast is dragging an improvised cart with numerous long wooden boxes stacked upon it. Rigid? What are you doing here? Are those coffins? Yeah, coffins. Nemo said to bring them to the Wakemen. Are they still in the ruins? Say, is there someone with you? I can smell that same burning stink, and I could swear I heard you talking just now. Wait, she can sense him? No, I'm alone. These are dead folk. The type who'd pull their own arms out of their sockets to bite at their imaginary enemies if you grab their hand, along with the poor wretches they tore to pieces. And Theo, Nemos found him in the end. It's almost like this was the natural order of things. The bonfires will be burning brightest when night falls on Samhain. The red dragon looks towards Naseorsi and sees a faint shadow in the distance, painting the silhouette of purple flames. We'll be out of coffins if this keeps up. Yeah, that's what we're worried about. God forbid we run out of coffins. I hope Bridget made it out of the city, and that the mist in the woods is thin enough for her to follow the trail. Blast it. Who left a few unused weapons in his house? I can't let anyone see them. And this fuel, explosives? Her Highness Lo Shini might find a use for them. No, what's the point when every servant in the Citadel has already been afflicted by the purple flames? Besides, the greedy red dragon has already sent them away. Almost as if she's preparing for a showdown with Her Highness. Or setting a trap. Who's there? Rory, what are you doing here? You are Nemos. Yes, I'm going through Ku's effects. If this isn't urgent, could I ask you to... Traitor, have you gone mad? Oh, silly me, of course you have. We all have. Traitor. I still can't bring myself to kill them, even if they might as well be dead already. Yeah, I don't know what that dude had in his brain, but there's no way he was winning that. I better drag this fellow back home. Could do without the unwanted attention. Whew. This is 6, right? Okay. Nemos? Don't mind me, I'll be on my way. What's that in your hand? Oh, nothing. Now if you'll excuse me. That necklace. It was a gift from Niels to Emma. I gave her bread. That's way more valuable than jewelry in times like these. She gave it to me. Did she now? A necklace she never takes off? It's none of your business. Uh-oh. Nemos, you stay behind? I thought all the Dubliners left the city. Don't tell me you're one of those living statues now who refuse to move or talk. I might be soon. Why did you bring them up? Samhain begins tonight, so I went through the houses of the missing people and found plenty of good stuff for the party tonight. Samhain? Party? About Ku, well, he was already on his last legs by then, and I didn't really... Let's not talk about that. Look at all this stuff. It'll be a night to remember. The woman shows Nemos her bag, revealing a bottle of herded cyst milk, a few long since sprouted potatoes, and several bare bones. Just wait for me, Nemos, who will have a fantastic Samhain. Only when the woman has already disappeared around a corner does Nemos remember who she is, a villager who once lived on the outskirts of Naseorsi. 2 years ago, the Victorians took her father away while investigating Dublin. The autumn harvest had just ended, and she had been preparing to celebrate the harvest festival. What Lo Shini hears about the situation in the city exceeds her wildest imagination. I must go back, now. Wait for me, I'll come with once I've delivered these folks to the Wakeman. Are you sure about this, Bridget? It's dangerous in the city. If I fail, there may be no survivors. True, but I still gotta go. Why? Because it wasn't like this before. The city folk never had much to spare, but they always had a cup of water for me when I delivered their letters. They didn't see me as one of their own, but didn't walk away with a sneer when I told them nomad legends either. They listened. And they definitely didn't bite, claw, and punch at people like they do these days. Like The Walking Dead, straight from a story. Bro, you know whoever wrote that line had a fucking shit-eating grin on his face. Who will the nomads deliver letters for if the city dies for real? Morin? The second shipment of bodies has arrived from Naseorsi. I must make the preparations. At this rate, it won't be long until the 3rd, 4th, or more. Are we really going to ignore it? As I told you many times, the Wakemen do not take sides. It is not our decision to make. Are the Naseorsians not Terrans too? Why are we standing on the side watching when the Terran capital is marching towards destruction? I know you came back with the Red Dragon. You fear she will meet the same fate as Lob, but we were the ones to send Lob to his death. We are descended from the priests that once officiated the ceremonies of Terra's royal palace. Our ancestors, moved by Lob, Lob's plea, welcomed him back into the palace when Ael's stance was ambivalent. The flames of death that spread through the plains of terror were only extinguished 7 days after his death, when our ancestors finally returned his fire to him. Then they left the palace of their own accord, going into self-exile on Lob's former pastures, so as to never forget the lesson, and thus the Wakemen were born. I'm sorry, but Reed isn't Lob, and history is not a cycle that repeats itself endlessly. If it were, Reed would have already died in that citadel. Even her tyrant of a sister was the one to free terror from Victorian rule. Fates are often alike, but always differ where it matters most. Bro, I forgot about this guy. Holy shit. What a wonderful tagline for the cover of the book. Surely this one is destined for the bestseller charts. Assuming, of course, that you were ever able to finish the story. I've never intended to profit off it. Oh, you will, if not in money, then in fame. The basis of the story, where it happened, there are more than enough reasons that isn't my story to tell. Besides, what happens next? That's what I wanted to ask. Did Loshini go back? From this point on, what I've seen, what I believe, and what I've said all contradict one another, which is why I've lost sight of the ending. Feel free to take up the challenge if you're up to it. Give this dance between the dragon and her reflection whatever ending you please. Oh, is it all the same if I tell it myself? Of course, ma'am, as you will it. The writer raises his mug, which is almost empty now, and toasts the woman before him. Once again, he swallows the bitter brew, half expecting the sweet aftertaste that he knows will never come. Did I spook you? You got so polite all of a sudden. It makes me feel important for even pressing the issue. Question. No, but I must make it abundantly clear that everything we have discussed until now is no more than idle chatter. You understand, don't you? The woman sits straight and does not say a word. The writer can only attempt to guess whether she is still smiling through the shadows. Well, what are you waiting for? I've nearly finished my drink. I fall into the same conundrum as you. If this is as far as both your references and your imagination go, how could I possibly put the Red Dragon's ultimate fate to paper? I've already said all I'm able to. I refuse to give this story an entirely fictional end, one that not even I could believe in, even if the alternative is that there is no ending. If you don't have an answer either, then no need to waste your time here. Leave while it's still early. Is this because you do not remember, do not understand, or is it because you wish to never knew, never understood? What? What are you getting at? You've never lost sight of the ending. It would be more appropriate to say that your eyes have become clouded by too many creative liberties. Should I recount them for you? Treasures leading people into the darkness. Who dragging the statue to the square by himself. And virtually everything related to the dark mist in the woods. From the rejection of Bridget to the food carts, returning to the city on their own, the Loshini becoming lost in the woods, to the Brigadier and Blonda's meeting in the city. If these creative liberties have created the contradictions in your mind, then it is my responsibility to set them on a path toward the ending. Should I supplement the story with my own observations? I'll take that as a yes. Perhaps they will lead you to a conclusion that you can be satisfied with. I'm so confused, holy fuck. These two talking is like the most confusing fucking thing ever. Oh my god, I almost threw my thing. No, yeah, she mentioned all this stuff that doesn't track. So like I'm wondering how much of this is made up of like it's like Reed retelling the story, but like none of this actually happened. It was all in her head or something. I don't know. No, 8's a farming node. I just didn't do it because I didn't want to see what the boss was. I kind of assumed the boss is either a Blana or the Mist, but we'll see. All right, ST2, Death of a Romance. Okay, I guess. Where did you leave off? Yes. On the eve of Samhain, while the sun still hung in the sky. Samhain Knights Samhain Knights bind life with death. This is no mere superstition, or perhaps you could say it has long transcended superstition. Some of this phrasing. Terran legends speak of countless great deeds and tragedies occurring on this very night, and such tales often put the date front and center. So long as innumerable legends coincide on that day, and so long as the Terrans still remember, if only vaguely, to celebrate the harvest and light up fires on that day, it will never be a simple change of seasons. It itself is the perfect footnote to add to any myth. Oh, and another thing, I don't suppose you'd mind if I gave the characters more fitting names, yes? The sun is leaning westward. Have we yet to figure out how to go about this final confrontation? Oh my, they're so small! Oh my god, so precious! They're so cute, oh my god! Lotiony, why are you hiding in your room at dinner time again? Is Dad angry? No, but he will be soon. I'll be down soon. What's that on your desk? Nothing? The young red dragon tries to block her sister's line of sight with her body, but her effort is in vain. A small paper box sits on her desk, carefully lined with cotton. Inside lies a tiny foul beast, already dead but still harboring a faint lingering warmth. It seems to have broken its leg while alive. An unsuccessful splint fashioned from stiff paper now lies in pieces around it, accompanied by a few grains of wheat. This is the foul beast that sang in my window every morning. I don't know what happened to it, but I wanted to save it, and... I beg of you, sister, tell that I'm only feeling ill. I'll be on time for dinner tomorrow. I'll bury it in the courtyard tonight. So you're giving up? It's already dead. Is that so? Pew pew, purple magic. Purple flames slip past the foul beast's feathers into its already cold body. The two watch as it slowly stands up, its broken leg stiffly propping itself up on the cotton. Alright. You know it would be so fucked up? You know it would be so fucked up if the boss of this event... If the boss was Mandragora, but purple flamed up. I'm sorry, I had to. Alright, would you like it to fly or to sing a song for you? No, this isn't right. Not like this. Then why didn't you use your own flames on it while it was still alive? Your foul beast could have lived a much longer life. You do realize you aren't limited to how the mediocre masses do things, don't you? But Mum told me to swallow my flames, hide them away, and never let them be seen. And who would see them in your own room? The young dragon looks away to avoid her sister's eyes, but finds her gaze landing on the foul beast standing on its cotton bed inside. Purple fire burns in its eyes, and even the way it tilts its head is a spitting image of her sister. Ruh-roh. Or do we perhaps still harbor unrealistic fantasies for how this could end? Sister, you're covered in blood. Were you injured? Most of it isn't mine. The Duke's spy bled profusely. I'll replace your bandages. Where is the Earl of Warwick? He has work to do. Yes, so he says, and as always, you take him at his word. He even allowed the spy to discuss poetry with you while he works. I thought it'd been keeping mum about our origins, as well as anything related to the Earl's vision. Everyone in this manor knows you never say a word more than necessary. That has never been something the Earl would bother to check. That's right, had we let the spy escape, the Earl would still inevitably find a way to silence him in the dark, and we'd simply find ourselves bound by yet another chain called caution. I'm sorry, There's no need for you to apologize. Apologies have never changed a thing. Once packed with guests, the long empty parlor's acoustics now amplify the sound of the bandages being ripped apart, making the atmosphere even heavier. Those poems by the Seamus Williams you've been so into, if you can remember them, why not recite a line or two for me? The noble red dragon racks her brains for a verse that would not rouse her sister's rage, perhaps something related to Terra, brave warriors, or even ancient legends. For all she can recall are verses that stand aloof from worldly affairs. The land is but a strange romance. This is a Lady Gaga lyric. The cause of its end lost to chance ill. The cause of its end lost to chance ill. What? Bro, British people are so weird. I am but a wandering bard, well versed in lore from songs in the woods. She sneaks a peek at her sister's face and sees no change, so she plucks up her courage and continues to recite more lines. Only when she finishes both the entire poem and a new bandage with a delicate knot does she realize that her sister has already fallen asleep, encircled by meter and rhyme. Or perhaps... Sister. Ah, Loshini, you've kept me waiting. What of your new friends, the wayward wake woman, or perhaps that lively nomad? With your presence, any obstacles preventing you from bringing them along should have easily been reduced to naught. They're in the city, but this is a moment to be shared by us alone. Indeed, it's cold out here on the balcony, so let us continue this in the corridor. A replica of where a lab died, in Nase Orsi. Why must you cling on to our inglorious history and repeat it? I see you've gained a deeper understanding of the word Terra. But if history does not repeat itself, then how can we speak of breaking the cycle? It can be very difficult to tell us apart by appearance. The moment either of us speaks, it becomes as clear as night and day. Blana only ever steers the conversation toward her own interest, while Loshini is ever the polite one. She'd get to the bottom of this and find an ending. Don't interrupt me, sir. I'm talking about the characters in the story. I'm sorry, Blana. No, I'm quite glad. You finally accepted my invitation. To dance? Yes, to dance. I'll dance with you to the end, together, however. Please tell me first, the last time we met, you said you couldn't afford to wait any longer. What exactly is going on? With that same smile of hers, the older sister stands at the end of the corridor, while the younger clutches her hands together and hides in the shadow of a wall lamp, hoping the other party won't notice her heart wavering. Poor thing, she could have concluded this farewell so much sooner. You've become frail. The flames of death must have their limits. Spreading them so far would certainly drag you down as fire after fire blooms, just like lava back then, am I right? I see. While that ghost fire still might resemble mine, his temperament is closer to yours. It seems he's helped you quite a lot. At first, he only wanted to watch all of Terra burn. He was simply trying to keep it together, just like you. The noble red dragon finally steps out of the shadows, walking forward to support her sister, who seems on the verge of being unable to stand, just like before. Is that so? At last you resemble your younger self, when you knew nothing of flames or fate. The you who tried to shield me. It has been a truly long time, Loshini. I remember, it was when Mrs. Murphy next door passed away. You didn't like her, but fancied the beautiful bouquet of flowers in her coffin. So you used your flames to change her body's position. I saw scorch marks on the flowers and thought you'd be scolded, but I told our parents I was the one who did it. I even fabricated a story of how I opened and closed the coffin. And so you were scolded instead. How could poor mum and dad, who couldn't even hide the flames in that family in time? What? Possibly have noticed the faint scorch marks on some flowers. Indeed. Is that why you've always been cowering? Would you blame every decision you've made in your life on one unfortunate childhood experience? What kind of fucking call out? Is this like... It feels like such a call out. So tell me, sister, tell me there's still time. I'll accompany you out of the citadel and into the square, have the people return their flames to you. I'll walk through terraced fields with you, and gather the dead you've intentionally or unintentionally awoken with your arts, sending them all to a peaceful rest. I'll recite poems to you while you're weak, until you fall asleep and wake up again. There's still time for all that. Yes? I trust you to keep your word. Your noble nature would be appalled at the very thought of breaking a promise. But what you just described, would that truly make you happy? Or would that simply be enough to appease the Loshini Dublin, who did not even witness her parents' death that snowy night? Those beautiful fictions. Is it the first time she calls her Loshini Dublin? Sheesh! That'd be so crazy of a reveal if they didn't spoil it in the fucking operator record. The announcement for Ablana. Oh shit, when did their names change? What the fuck? Noble Red Dragon, Greedy Red Dragon? I just realized that. Cold Young Dragon, Warm Young Dragon. Wow, she's a Dublin. That's how they got the name. That's crazy. Sister, love, poetry, dreams. Those are all well and good, but it is time for you to wake up. Kill me. If you truly wish to end this chaos, that is the only way. Then put on the crown and you shall become me, while I become you. That is the one thing I cannot do. You'll have time to mull it over once I'm dead. Didn't you decide not to hesitate anymore, Loshini? There's been no other choice for us from the moment you came back to see me. The older sister's mouth curls up in an intriguing arc. Come, dance with me. You can dance if you want to. Is this the dance you've been looking forward to all this time? Why can't it be? The younger sister closes her eyes as she points her spear at her older sister, whose body is about to topple over. She grips her weapon with both hands. The sharp spear tip pierces the red dragon's body, but she stands unmoved, as if nothing happened at all, until her younger sister's hand circles her waist and her body slowly crumples. Just like the end of a dance. Yes, I know. I should have known long ago, but why? Why must it be now? Then when? Don't tell me you'd prefer to stab my heart on a fine afternoon after meticulously dissecting every nuance of right and wrong with me. You return to me, and we dance this dance together. That's enough. I only thought if my sorrow and hatred were thrown into a suitable flame, it'd eventually become the fuel for life to go on. Sorrow and hatred, so you admit it, Loshini. Your noble virtues have only hurt you in the end. Where is your fire, sister? How is she a playable operator if she dies? I can't put out your flames just like that. Ah, you mean the people in the city? You will die, but not now. Your flames will be extinguished at your funeral, at your fire returning ceremony. But still, you ought to be dispelling death with scorching flames, rather than holding the hand of the dead and confessing your own inner turmoil, your own regrets. Otherwise, you will only ever be as you are now, letting go of your chance to save everything, your final chance. What a weird node. The noble red dragon loosens her grip in shock, and her sister's body drops to the ground as cold as it was before her heart was pierced. It is not blood, but purple fire that roars from the wound, spanning her entire torso. It instantly floods the balcony and flows down the citadel. Uh-oh. The noble red dragon rushes over to the balcony, but the purple flames of death are even faster. Before her own flames can emit even the tiniest spark of light, the purple fire spreads across the city, burning the whole of Nasiorsi. The last time she looked out from this very spot, the flames were scattered like stars in the sky. When she had returned earlier that day, they coated the whole city with a cold and gloomy hue. And now, Nasiorsi itself burns fiercely, just like every other restless corpse she has seen. Man, that's a lot to take in. Alright, give me one quick second. I'm gonna put some eye drops in. My eyes are bugging out. Okay. Give me like 30 seconds. I'll be right back, chat. I'll be quick. I swear, the nights I don't get a lot of sleep, like, my eyes just always hurt so badly. It does not help when you're trying to focus on words to read on a screen. Oh, maybe I got like an eyelash in my eye or something. Okay. On 7, one who burns the lamp. The leader. How far is County Hillock? Oh my god, Harmony. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Far. My sister must have known. Only the Elogianist and his band of idiots would consider this plan flawless. Why are you still following me? Oh, believe me, if it were up to me, I'd be taking a nap in camp right about now. She's not here. Why didn't my sister stop me? I don't know. Maybe she has high hopes for you. No, that's impossible. She's never looked at me like that. When I agreed to be her shadow, she... Please, Harmony, tell her I don't want to do this. There's so much they want to... They probably forgot about her, true. We're the only ones that remember. You don't want to go to County Hillock? Mm-hmm. And if she's in a good mood, could you also tell her that from now on I'll... No, never mind. Fine. Can't hurt to pass it along, I suppose. Although it's not easy avoiding the elocutionist's eyes and ears. Thank you. You should go. Before she gets bored. Does Reed Alter have like a flame in her chest? Army did not return until after they arrived at County Hillock. She knew what that meant. That night, when cannons roared and crystals bloomed, she lay on the streets of County Hillock, blood draining from her abdomen. She had not been afraid then. Instead, she believed that she would die like any other person. But then she saw those purple flames on a tower not too far away. That was when she felt afraid. Afraid that the flames would overlook her and turn her into another puppet like those on the street. Afraid that the flames would find her and bring her back, forcing her to remain a shadow. She gazed into the fire. Oh, I wonder if that's why she's called Flame Shadow. She gazed into the fire, trying to find some hint of her future in it, but saw nothing but apathy. That which she feared most had finally happened. The dead dragon lies on the ground. No, man. Oh, we came to save her. No. Surely she gets better. I mean, she's playable, right? So, like, surely we save her somehow, Copium. The dead dragon lies on the ground. Behind the living dragon, the wayward wake woman suddenly understands it all. Is this new? This was in the first event? Bro, this is so good. Who's the dead dragon? Ablana died, but maybe not. Yo, you don't have a link to this, do you? Oh man, this sounds so good. I gotta try to find this later. And they booked their speech. This is the speech thing? Oh my god. Yeah, take your time. She deceived you. No, she didn't deceive anyone. She set this all up, knowing you would never allow the entire city to die with her. She baited you into piercing her vessel, freeing her from her bonds, and allowing the purple fire to spread, burning us all to ashes on the eve of Samhain. Why would she take such a risk for a festival that she never cared about? I'm affected by the purple flames too. I can feel the flames of death burning in my chest colder than ever. So cold I'm growing number by the minute. It doesn't matter whether she's seeking dominion over all of Terra, or if she's simply gone mad and wants the city to die with her. It's neither. Terra already belongs to her, and she was very much lucid. She... Nemos, is her body still there? I'll go check. The wayward wake woman's brow is furrowed. Perhaps she has never felt such malice in all her life, and as such she has never harbored such resolve. Her body is... The sound of burning drowns out her answer. Whatever she's trying to do, Nasarasi is not fully gone. The fire returning ceremony can still go on. It must go on. I'm well aware. I'll inform the citizens that the wicked red dragon they worship is dead. Posted. Yo, I'll check it out after stream. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. What about Bridget? I've asked her to leave the city and find the Wakeman. How are you going to tell people that Ablana is dead? With a coffin. That seems appropriate. Even coffins are in short supply, but she is not the same nameless... She's not some nameless body. But she is not some nameless nobody. She deserves one. Is something wrong? No, I'm simply realizing how ugly the path she walked is, a path that even now waves at me invitingly, and it's an invitation that I have no choice but to accept. Go, Nemos, I will buy you some time. You mean from the dark mist? Yes, if it wants to be part of the Samhain festivities, I will keep it at bay. I can hardly wait to ask the mist how to return the red dragon's flame to darkness. Yeah, we repeat the same line. How do you feel about that line? Now the ending of the dragon and her reflection is clear enough. The writer stands up with a start. I feel like this might be worth a, like, when you understand more at the end, it probably makes more sense. Who are you and what do you want? All I want is to finish the story that you would not. Didn't you say I was the type who liked to piece together the truth? We've gone so very close to it. This is enough. I'm leaving. If you won't tell the ending yourself, I suppose it falls on me. Suddenly, someone opened their eyes, causing... Suddenly, someone opened their eyes, causing a surprised reflection to let go of her hand. The dragon fell into the fire burning bright, and the reflection hid back in the mirror. When the fire subsided, the dragon was gone, and the people were anxious, for they could not find their dragon. So kind of like lost right now. The reflection wanted to explain, find a way to bring the dragon back. Without the dragon, though, she could no longer leave the mirror. What do you think? You've been glancing over there at the newspapers, but not everything reported is a fact. The writer looks towards the door. He tries to imagine himself running out of the tavern, but it is such a preposterous proposition that he almost laughs out loud. If not everything reported is a fact, then he finally knows who this woman is and why she is here. He also knows that there is no escape. But there is something else he realizes. Perhaps this is his chance to truly find the ending he had hoped for. No matter who she is, as long as the story continues, they are equals. He feels his spirit return. Okay, I don't care who you are or why you're here, but that's no way to tell a story. You haven't given it an ending. All you did was extend an endingless story. But I have to know, did you really see a red dragon kill another? In the same sense that you saw the hero drag a giant metal skeleton to the square. A creative liberty, nothing more. Then take responsibility for it. The dragon in the mirror accidentally caused her other self to burn to death in the fire. What next? What did the people do? What about the dragon in the mirror? Dragon in the mirror accidentally caused her other self to burn to death in the fire. What about you? Don't you have any ideas of your own? For the first time in a long while, the writer takes out a fountain pen from his pocket and grabs one of the playing cards on the table. He tries to write something, but the tip of the pen is dried out from disuse. I need time. But it can be connected. Then maybe. Connected? Let me guess. You're talking about the last story that you published. The writer's pen scratches hard against the card. Finally, some ink oozes out of the tip. He is suddenly reminded of the words of Seamus Williams. May death connect us with all legends. Seamus Williams is dead, but he himself might, if he may be so important, have a chance to be connected to with the legends he wrote. Wait, he's dead? I thought he was one of the people. Wasn't he one of the people like the Dukes or something with Dublin in chapter 9? He tries to scribble the poem on the card, but the pen leaves only broken and ineligible ink trails. Just maybe. Yes? He wasn't 9, but he died? Oh, I don't remember him dying at all. The writer sits back on the chair, his back even straighter than before. He suddenly feels an urge, the same one he felt after hearing a Seamus Williams poem for the first time. The same feeling that had taken him down this wretched path, which seizes his chest and makes him want to sing, to yell, to create. You may have indeed solved the problem for me. As I said, what I've seen, what I believe, and what I've said all contradict one another. Thanks to you, though, they are finally beginning to converge. How lovely for you. Now, are you ready to start telling the third story? Well, the before, right? What third story? Of course, but I'll need your help. You will need to pick up the narrative whenever I get stuck. This is my story, but it's also yours. It has always been yours. With pleasure. The writer's breathing is rapid, his face red, his found pen still refuses to write, so he throws it on the table. Of course. Yes, of course. Has he not seen enough of those things already? So what? He is a writer. He will soon find the ending of his story. I mean, she could still be, but we'll see. I'm still leading towards the mist is gonna be the boss.
There was a mother who once ruled a kingdom until her crown and her family were taken by her foes. The mother had a powerful daughter who then made a pact with the dark mist in the dark woods to drive out their foes. The daughter reclaimed the kingdom for her mother, returning the promised peace to the dark mist. The mother was to host a grand coronation for her daughter, but the daughter died mysteriously right before the event.
Oh, this is the writer, dude.
Tremendous woe and then rage engulfed the mother. Her zeal to avenge her daughter was so fierce that the entire kingdom was scorched by her vengeful fire. Until that fury disturbed the dark mist, who had just returned to its resting peace. The dark mist demanded that the mother cease, or she would be dragged into the darkness. But in her grief, the mother remained convinced that the dark mist was the one who had taken her daughter. A desperate battle was then inevitable. The mother determined to risk her life.
Bro, I can't believe I just realized that's the dude talking. I wish they would do it just so I know how to pronounce words. Interesting. Okay. Nemos, read. At the city gates, the nomad looks back at the citadel in the distance one last time. She resists the urge to turn tail and flee the acrid, burning smell. She knows what it signifies. She knows that she should do as Nemos said and leave the city to seek the Wakeman as quickly as possible, regardless of whether Loshini is successful. But despite the urgency in Nemos' voice, she does not sound like she believed things would take a turn for the better, nor does she believe that Bridget could convince the Wakeman to come. Bridget could smell the same burning smell coming from Nemos. It reminded her of the obsessions that only the dead could have. Who are you waiting for? Death? Or are you just waiting for it to pat you on the back so you can have a nice little race together? Who is that? Oh, I forgot you could hear me. I can hear you. I can even sense your presence, but I can't see you. Leave the city, outsider. You're an outsider too, by the sounds of it. Naturally, consider advice from one outsider to another. I clicked too fast, oh god. Live, Bridget. Nothing is more important than being alive. This city will be dead by sunrise tomorrow. Listen to Nemos. Find her kinsman, run as far as you can, and never look back. You're right. I should go. But I will be back. Back? Huh. Stubbornness and stupidity really are hereditary. You're going to come back after she tried so hard to get you out of here? So you also think it was just an excuse to keep me safe? What else could it be? You really think you can sway those wood brains? Maybe if you waited for spring, one of their brains would sprout, and they might come with you to the dark woods. I don't like the way you talk, invisible brother. What did you call me, brother? You've burnt stench, but other than that, you remind me of the nomads. No clue how you're related to us, but it feels right. Huh. Let's make a bet then, Bridget. A bet? On whether you'll be back tonight before Nasiorsi is burned to the ground. I say it's impossible. That's not what you really want to bet on. Oh yeah? Then tell me what I'm really thinking. You just want to prove that you're right, that nothing is more important than being alive. You think I'll choose survival in the end. But whatever. You're on. Well, what are you waiting for then? It just doesn't feel fair. If you win, I'll live the rest of my life in regret. But if I win, it doesn't really matter to a bystander like you. So how about this? If I win, you go back to where you came from. Whoa. And where do you think I should go back to? No idea. But not here. This isn't your home. Yeah, fuck off, bitch. You sound like you've been betrayed by the city folk here before, but you still can't bring yourself to hurt them. You act like you want to see them reap what they sowed, but didn't sound happy at all when you talked about the city burning to the ground. Honestly, you're the most struggling person I ever met, and... enough. The fuck is this? Very well, if you win, I'll return to where I belong. But just coming back here to die won't cut it. What else do you need me to do then? Deliver a message to those wood brains outside the city. Tell them. It's been 600 years. Nobody's blaming you anymore. Go do your jobs. Oh, and one more thing. I fucking hate you stupid wood brains. What? Pass that on to those fools verbatim, especially the filthier bits. Did you get all that? Need me to repeat myself? No, the elders sometimes speak that language, so I understand it, more or less. Then go. What are you waiting for? Was all of that just so you could tell me this? Just get moving already. The golden-haired nomad takes a deep breath and runs away from the city. Oh my god, there she is running. Her ancestor, whose figure she never saw, stands in place unmoving. That stubbornness and stupidity really are hereditary. Nemos turns to leave while Loshine looks towards the dark woods. The sun has set beneath the horizon. Curfew is about to begin. In the distance, she sees the dark mist spreading from the forest towards Naseorsi, thicker than ever. Made it in time. She raises her spear towards the mist outside, lighting a bright yellow spark in the city of purple. As though receiving some kind of message, the mist slowly rises until it is level with the flame at the tip of her spear. Yes, come here where it's warm and bright, where there's still life. Yes, over here. What, you want to pretend I don't exist again? I won't let you. Oh yeah, she does have the thing in the middle. This light will never go out, not until true darkness falls. Attracted by the flame in her hand, yet unable to approach, the mist begins to flow through the streets. Soon it returns, but this time her flame can neither draw or repel it. There's a cacophony within the mist. She feels as though everything has gone dark all of a sudden. The dark mist has come. Is this your answer? Yes, this is my answer. It is incomplete and needs time. Time is your enemy, not your friend. We'll see about that. What? The death fires have not yet completely transformed the people into walking dead. They're still alive. There's still time to return the flames. And you're not going anywhere until Nemos awakens them. Ridiculous. Ridiculous, maybe. Maybe my strength, my wisdom, and my arts are all so insignificant to you that it seems ridiculous. But I have my resolve. I like how her chest starts shining. Nemos drags the coffin through the corridor. The red dragon's remains do not burn. They simply lie there quietly. This is how death should be, but Nemo seems to hear an ethereal voice laughing in her ear. Without hesitation, the wayward wake woman lifts the limp body and tosses it into the coffin. This coffin, Red Dragon, is your final resting place. It's where those like you belong. So where are you now? Are you still watching us from somewhere with that twisted smile of yours? But this vessel at least is beyond your reach. Otherwise you'd have burned me to ashes by now. And this spear which never left your side, how many times have you breathed your flames from it? And how many others like Ku have been your victims? You don't even know the answer, do you? With great effort, Nemos lifts the spear and thrusts it into the coffin. Flames from its tip engulf the coffin in an instant, spreading along the rope connecting it to Nemos and merging with the purple fire on her. Give me 1 second, sorry. deathly cold runs through Nemos's body, but she could hardly feel temperature at this point. You're mine now. I'll finish what Ku started. Let's go to those lowly, despicable places that suffered from the war you stole victory in. Your throw's bugging you? No, it's not that bad. It's hard to explain. You will be seen by all, your death will be seen by all. They will know that you are dead, that the proud, imperious red dragon is dead. Here lies Eblana Dublin in this coffin covered in freezing flames. Whoa. But what will they do then? I pray that your death will wake them up, of course, as Loshini hope. That they'll know that the era you represented is over, that Nysiorisi will escape the calamity, that Tyra need not celebrate its rebirth with the death of a city. But, your fire must have gotten to my head, dragon. Why is that I suddenly feel like the other ending, where it all ends in destruction, isn't so bad? Someone else may have killed you, but this is my revenge. The coffin remains silent and Nemos no longer speaks. Silent, delirious, and determined, she drags the burning coffin down the stairs, making a point to let it hit each step on the way down. It sounds like the withered mockery of the dead. That was the after, right?
There was a mother
who
once ruled a kingdom.
Okay, so we're up to 8. Yo, how's it going, Weebless? By the way, I did find out there are actually raids in RuneScape. There's like 3 of them, apparently. Falling from the woods. Yo, hope you're having fun out there. Alright, chat. Maybe we can actually finish this tonight. Where's Bear? True. Alright, at the end of the night. Oh yeah, I forgot this is a story, huh? We have actual nodes to do. Hey, M3. Does she have a module? No, not yet. Nemos drags the coffin out of the citadel. Not a single soul is in the square with the statue. Curfew has begun, but she drags the red dragon's coffin over as the draconic flames burn within her own body. Wherever she goes, the darkness retreats. Once she moves on, it reoccupies the space. Ha, Ku, I envy you. No one could have slept through you dragging that colossal statue, forcing them to come out to see what's going on. But what about me, Ku? What am I supposed to do? Do I have to keep shouting, "The red dragon is dead" as I walk down the street? She lifts her head to meet the statue's eyes. The violent flames dancing within its pupils do not answer. Please don't tell me you have to fight the statue. She recalls the songs she sung for the dead with the Wakemen all those years ago. Those from the city would also join in, if only for the first few lines. I hope you all remember the ancient ballads, Terrans. So, Red Dragon, which song should I sing to announce your death? How about the blasphemous Tim Finn's wake? Would you enjoy a funeral where people get into fights, splash whiskey on your corpse, and then you wake up after smelling the alcohol? Forget it. No one wants you coming back to life. She casually sings another song that pops into her mind. The black clouds shroud the Martian vales. The cold wind shrieks through the mounts and hills. At crack of dawn, I see a traveler who asks me the way to the golden field. The wayward wake woman sings with a hoarse voice, dragging the burning coffin toward every inhabited part of the city she's familiar with. She stops at every house, making sure that the purple flames reflect in their windows, that the elegy is heard inside. The more she sings, the more intimately the flames envelop her body, overwhelming her sluggish senses and making every step feel like torturous labor. It also lets her hear even the smallest snippets of speech from every window. Terran language classes, Kieran? That can't possibly be right. It can't be free, right? At that price, well, it's doable. As long as we cut down on the wine. Not the wine. Bloody hell, Kieran. If I helped you more back then, could you have escaped the Victorians? Damn dark mist. If the red dragon won't drive it away, I'll do it myself. The black clouds shroud the Martian vales. The cold wind shrieks through the mounts and hills. At crack of dawn, I see a traveler who asks me the way to the golden field. Who is that? Nemos? What's she up to singing in the middle of the night? And what's that she's dragging that burns so bright? I see what they did. Darling, even if you want to help the Terran cause, surely you don't have to join the army. Fine, I'll wait for you to come home for the day we win our freedom. Finally, some quiet. Going on and on about how your hand hurts when your whole arm's already gone, and it's not like screaming about it's going to get you any medicine. If it was going to be like this, I wish you'd never come home. I'd rather spend my whole life missing you. I said to him, poor chap, even I don't know how far you have to go. But if you wish, I'll go with you for a bit towards the golden field. Isn't this a funeral song? Those purple flames, who is it mourning? What? The enemies have entered the woods and are right outside the city? You can't sit back and do nothing, Nemos. Where is the army recruiting? I'll take my weapons and go. There is nothing light nor any voice behind this window. Turn right and pass by the palace, cross the river of fine wine. I'll share a cup by the riverside before we return to the Golden Field Road. Trying to see what these lines are lining up with. Miss Nemos, will you be moving in with Mr. Ku after the war's over? I was hoping there'd be someone other than me to cook for him. Or he had the kid cooking for him. Perhaps the most important thing to do before Her Highness returns is to repair the workshop door. I hope you find that golden field and a home in flames you'll never yield. I'm sure you won't hesitate then and complete your trip to the golden field. A wake woman on the brink of death. Who does she think she's going to rouse with those songs when she can't even wake herself up? Whatever happens, Bridget, oh silly child of my distant bloodline, don't come back. Wait, Bridge is related to him? The city isn't worth your life. Nemos walks towards the last street she has yet to visit. The nomad group he joined. So I guess he was one of the previous Purple Flame people, but he was a nomad as well. Interesting. She's been through practically the entire city and heard the simmering restlessness behind every door, but none of them have opened. The wayward wake woman gradually loses her grasp on her senses. As her voice grows weaker, she has sung every song she knows, even the blasphemous Tim Finn's Wake from start to finish. He was exiled? Oh, yeah. There's only one song left. She did not want to sing it, but now she has no other choice. I stepped into the dark woods one morn, calling to the mists of ore. I trod upon the road heading out to war. Nemos. Emma. Not like his name is Exile King. Okay, man, shut up. I almost couldn't recognize you. You're still... I'm not doing good, Nemos. I'll be dead soon. I just want to lie in bed and stop breathing. My joints hurt and my throat's burning. I'm even seeing people who aren't with us anymore. But I heard your song and saw the coffin. I'm on death's door already, so I figured why not come and see... Where is the dark mist? Maybe in the forest, maybe in the city, maybe right behind us. I don't know and I don't care. I don't care either. One question, Nemos. I need you to answer before I can die in peace. Inside that coffin, is that truly our red dragon? Emma stands on her front porch staggering as if ready to collapse at any moment into a pile of kindling to burn in despair and return to dust. I put her in the coffin myself. Why did she die? Who killed her? Who? Emma's feeble but angry voice echoes down the empty streets. Who? Who? Okay, can we stop? Who? The echoes linger. City full of owls. Well, like, actually. The echoes linger. Nemos turns around to look. The streets are still empty, but she knows where the echoes are coming from. Behind every closed door is a pair of bloodshot eyes hidden away, just like the ones on Emma's face. Nemos turns again to look towards the towering citadel where nothing remains within. You guys still want revenge. That's right, as long as we can move, we can avenge the red dragon. Are we gonna have to fight all the citizens? Nemos turns away in despair. She stops singing her songs and merely hauls the coffin step by step towards the square. Wait, Nemos, wait! How many times must I repeat myself, Mist? Ablana is dead. I killed her with my own hands. Her body lies in the coffin Nemos is now dragging through the city. The people must know she is dead, and return her violet flame so their bodies will no longer burn. Wishful thinking. She did not gift those flames. She merely started the fire. Everything the red dragon promised will be lost because of you. When has she ever cared about honoring her promises? But if that's all that matters to you... Loshini retreats step by step until there's no room for her to move any further. Only then does a fierce flame burst from her spear tip, melting the coldly lit vegetation. Know that the only red dragon stands before you. Whatever she's promised you, the only way you'll get it is through me. Do you hear the doors opening in the distance? You must have. Nemos aside, the first resident to break curfew has already opened the door. So for their sake, as well as the hundreds more who will take to the very same streets, you must remain here. Before my answer to Nasorsi is deemed a failure, before the people here are reduced to shambling corpses, bent on tearing the dark mist apart, you have no right to take the lives of anyone trespassing in the dark. What arrogance. You call this arrogance? If Terra needs it, I can be far more ignorant than that. Or arrogant. The red dragon speaks no more, and the flames of light burn brightly atop her spear. She steps forward with her back straight, no longer dodging the ice-cold branches, but allowing them to lace her body with bloodied scratches. Yikes. The juxtaposition of the giant statue with the two tiny figures makes them seem like ghosts. But somehow Nemos can also feel the presence of others besides Emma. In fact, they seem to have crowded the square as if the whole city is here. They're all watching and listening, lit up by the strange purple glow from their original lamps. No, it is more than a glow, their bodies are burning purple. The one who killed the red dragon is... Nemos knows they haven't changed a bit. They're still waiting for her to utter a name they can curse and then destroy, or maybe they will even destroy themselves. Loshini? No one would believe there were actually two red dragons. Who else then? Who else could possibly kill the dragon who seemed to toy with life and death? Before she can stop herself, she has a thought. Why not just say it was the Dark Mist or the Victorians? Revenge, indeed. Let these lunatics dash into the mist and die in the red dragon's name. Let them fulfill their desire for vengeance and let this violent city die. It was born in disgrace, let it die in madness. Yes, die. Let everyone who stayed perish, just like those who left and went into the dark mist. I stepped into the dark woods one morn, calling to the mists of ore. Nemos turns to look at the colossal dragon skeleton sculpture and recall the colossal dragon skeleton sculpture. I recalls that recent evening awash with confusion and sorrow. What was he thinking, the man who dragged this statue into the square? What song was he singing in his heart? Was it the song they taught Theo when they rescued him? What feels like centuries ago? At this moment, the last bit of her sanity snatches the answer from the fiery clutches of her rage. The answer that had been fluttering around since the very beginning— Bro, the suspense is killing me. Please fucking stop with the setup. The answer that had been floating around since the very beginning of the story, the answer to the red dragon, to the sisters, to the mirror reflection, and to the flames of life and death. Who, if it wasn't you to throw his life away protecting these people, the one who killed the red dragon is no one other than the red dragon. It was herself. The woman before Nemo stares at her blank as if she did not hear her words. Straining her entire being, Nemos yells at the whole city. The red dragon killed herself. She never intended to light the flames within your bodies, but she did not want you to burn into cinders, so she offered her own life instead, to protect you from death, and yet, must you exact a fruitless revenge? Must you destroy everything she gave her life for? The city falls silent, as purple flames flicker, leaving only the dark mist lingering restlessly at the gates, as if waiting for its hesitant prey to step into its domain. Oh my god, they're on fire. You're saying she killed herself so we wouldn't exact revenge? Then what do we do now? The onslaught of questions from the residents sends Nemos' head spinning. Bloodshot eyes that did not shut from the news of the death instead ask her questions. Grinding teeth that did not relax from the news of the death instead ask her questions. Clenched fists that did not open from the news of the death instead ask her questions. Silence, tension, confusion. Their revenge was rejected, overruled by the red dragon, so where should their sorrow go now? Niels, my unborn child, the red dragon. Someone tell me. Emma? If even revenge is out of my hands, then what else can I do? I have nothing else. The war took everything from me. How am I supposed to live on? Tell me, Niels. Tell me, Red Dragon. Anyone, just tell me. Quickly. How am I supposed to live on? Or should I go to you instead? Emma, no. Isn't this the only path left for me? Gradually approaching voice. I stepped into the dark woods one morn, calling to the mists of war. Niels, is that you? Are you finally back? I trod upon the road, heading out to war. No pipes a singing, no battle drums a roar. Only the bells behind me. Through dew and fog their rings do soar. Stop singing! That song snatched Niels away from me. Why would you still sing that song, Nomad? Emma seems lost to madness until a soft voice sings the same tune but with different lyrics. The night-blind laborer is led by a awake woman as they slowly walk into the square. Again through the dark woods. I said stop singing that! Wait, again? It may be presumptuous, but I tried writing a new verse to the song, because I don't want our brave loved ones to just leave us to never see us again, to be eternally lost in the mist, just like we are. Again through the dark woods, parting the mists of war, our gallant dearly departed, my heart so sad and sore. And so in my dreams I go, lighting bonfires in the woods, not to reunite, but to light the path you trod with fog and dew. Not to reunite, but to light the path you trod? A tear trickles from Emma's eyes, streaking across her sallow face? Sure. Whatever that means. Return it. Return your flames and the blessing of the red dragons. Dragon. Return our flames? If I return this blessing, this fire back to her, will it light up their path? Return it, and the wandering departed will also return to the flames and rest in peace. No, I don't want that. I just want to see him again. If you die as you are, you will only ever brush past each other in the fog, again and again. Then, what should I do? Live on. He chose to walk into the mist so you wouldn't need to be lost within it as well. Return the fire to light his path, and then let the years pass. Let life begin anew, and when your hair is white and he learns his wish was fulfilled, only then will you meet again. The woman buries her face in her hands as she kneels on the ground, tears streaming down her fingers. Morin hands her a candle. The candle flame turns purple the moment she takes it between sobs. The wakemen and refugees slowly sing their way through the city like a tiny stream left behind after a night of rain. It is by no means a clear stream nor a turbulent one. It is a miserable, muddy trickle flowing down centuries of painful history, carrying dust and blood and about to dry. But it is this murky bitterness that reveals the city's true self in the gloomy night. Nights of falling asleep gripping old photos, mornings awakened by phantom pain from amputated limbs, now empty. Houses fell to ruin, while those fortunate enough to return home were greeted only by orphan dolls scattered across dusty floors. Bro, when we gonna fight? Let me fight something! I'm getting punchy. The doors are opening? They are? People flood into the streets like a burst dam, pouring into the square. Some leave their homes with candles in hand, while many more follow Emma's lead and take one from the wakened woman. The flames still burn purple, but seem to have softened, and bear a bit of warmth. Finally. Okay, surely this is new, right? What an absolute banger. Place the red dragon's coffin at the statue's base, Nemos. It seems Nasayorsi will witness a grand fire returning ceremony tonight. You should be the first, Nemos. Me. But this is her funeral, so... Are you sure? It is more than just hers, is it not? The wake woman looks around, trying to pinpoint the shadow of a stranger. But even if the ghost wasn't trying to hide from her, she has no way of hearing the long overdue words of forgiveness from his mouth. Now we're even, Woodbrains. Nemos takes a candle from the wake woman and bows before the burning coffin beneath the dragon statue. Rest in peace. She deliberately neglects to mention the name of the departed. She places the candle before the coffin, no longer able to stop her tears from crashing into the flames. Violet fire instantly rises up into the sky, spreading from the coffin to the entire statue. The entire sculpture is set ablaze. Please don't cut to battle. Holy chills. The crowd placed their candles down beside the statue and returned the purple flames to the one who granted them their hue. Some are silent and some call the Red Dragon's name, but many more chant the most precious things they have lost in the war. Tears fall like rain. The suppressed, the promised, the twisted, the incited. Tears wash away the flickering, hollow pageantry, revealing only the sorrow of lives crushed to bits. Crude, sharp, turbid, and stuck in their throats, only now does their sorrow manage to cry out. The rain of tears converges into the stream of songs, pulling around the statue as the raging blaze evaporates it all, until even the citadel behind the square is engulfed in flames. As I said, this is my answer. The mist does not reply, but after a long time, Lo Shini hears a deep sigh. You made this choice yourself. The dark mist dissipates like awakening from a dream, and Lo Shini sees real dark clouds above her. She heads towards the square. She goes to return fire to the dead. She walks the whole way from the city gates to the square. Every living resident is gathered before the burning statue. The soaring purple flames have already taken over one side of the citadel. No one is able to approach, so Lo Shini gets all the space she could want. It should work from here too. Iblana. May Terra never need your flames again. A small blossom of fire flies from Lo Shini's palm. She does not know if this conforms to funerary tradition. It is simply an act of instinct. The bright yellow flower flutters into the purple blaze. Lo Shini stands quietly as the other fire returners have done. But the fire does not die out. The purple fire still lights up half the sky until everyone has returned their flames, though the original lamps on their waist remain an ice-cold violet. Lo Shini finally realizes that at some point, the giant dragon, still aflame, has stopped right before her. She meets its eyes, Iblana's eyes. We've never had an animation like this, that's crazy. Still not giving up, Iblana? Very well then, I'll play along with you. One last time. Lo Shini's spear tip flares up as the giant dragon flaps its wings and charges towards her. Fuck, it was the statue. God damn it. Oh my god, we have to fight the fucking statue? Okay. It was a 50-50.
命令に従い出撃
「
歩も引かない。
The music's like fucked up.
命令を、子供たちの悲鳴が聞こえる。
その誘いに乗ってやろう。
Hello, boss, mod check.
見えた。
Miss you already, man.
死者
Sack.
の戦争に
I miss you too, Bear.
忘却という。
Wait, she's already dying.
命を奪うように
Okay, okay, I don't miss you anymore.
感じる。
我が炎を指先で触れるだけで、その意志は泥人形のようにひしゃげるだろう。
All flames return. The ancestral red dragon that never left the wilderness, or perhaps the place where the fires return, the whereabouts of the heart. Well, we're fucked.
役に立つ情報を奴らに吐かせてやる。聞こえた。骨は海縁に拾ってもらえ。
見えた。命は枯れて消え、残死のみが徘徊する。火をつけないで。
Oh my god. Fires of days past? No, don't tell me you're fucking resurrects, bro.
命令を。
Yeah, I think he's dead.
決められし謎を紐解かん。
見えた。死者の喧騒に味を焦がす苦しみはほんの一瞬。
これは運命が示した支流です。
Oh, no, 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 I misclicked. Fuck.
これは
Fuck,
運
fuck,
命が
fuck.
示した支流です。
God damn it. I fucking clicked too low. Oh my god. She fucking...
指先で触れるだけで、その意志は
Bro, she fucking died because I fucking misclicked. What the fuck's this dragon
こういう
doing?
時のザクロちゃんのつい好き勝手してくれちゃって。いい加減おし戦場って本当に僕
Oh my god, I somehow killed him. Fuck, I forgot he can't be blocked.
をかき出したのはどこのドイツ。
Dude. She does so much damage, it's actually kind of crazy.
烈火の中では恐れし魂が踊り狂うだろう。
But it's funny, he actually could have hit her there. Or he could have, yeah.
どうか私を信じて。
決められし謎を紐解かん。
身を焦がす苦しみはほんの一
Oh
瞬。
my fucking god, what? It's another phase?
手は抜きます。乾けるものは潤いを謳歌する。現着したわ。海流気を恐れないで。こういう時の海流をかき乱したのはどこのドイツ。君も
死者の喧騒にある終わりの名を忘却という。
進め。
Bro, how do I kill that one? I can't hit it, bro.
どこをお前たちの命に火種をまいた。
君も真の像から湧き上がる。ご指示を思考を明晰にするは戦術。
Oh my god, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
戦闘準備。
これは命の川は私がたどりんだ。レース川と肉から吸い上げる。
Alright, bro. I forgot I had her, okay.
海流の流れ
There's no shot she kills it in time, though. She's too fucking weak.
めちゃくちゃね。ゆっくりで海流をかき乱したのはどこのドイツ。
Oh, he's flying! What the fuck?
死者の喧騒にある終わりの名を忘却という。
怪我はさせません。何でも言ってちょうだい。ちゃんと聞いてる。
俺がやる。小細工を浪してみるといい。無様な死を望むならな。
我が炎に温度はない。
Yo, what the fuck?
我が炎に死者の喧騒にある終わりの名を忘却という。それだけ。
俺が堕落に小躍りするグズはどこだ。
どうせもう来たんだし、スープでも飲んでいったら。せかさとろ火でコトコト。焦りは禁物だ。
役に立つ情報を奴らに吐かせてやる。
冷静に生から死へと遡る。ここに立つの私の使命。目を閉じた。子供たちの悲鳴が聞こえる。ここが戦場。
これがお前の。
私がお守りします。急げ。まだ抵抗するの。少し激しい調理をしても悪く思わず。
死者の喧騒にある終わりの名を忘却という。
進め。
Yeah, I just lose. I can't do anything. When's Commander Night with the pod? I don't know. When are you gonna sleeve your fucking decks?
私が死んだら見舞金でみんなに焼きじゃがいもをおごっておい。急げ。武器と道具は全部持ったか。頭数は二の次だ。風が穏やかで日差しがうららかね。どうかみんなが無事に帰ってこられますように。本当に私なんかを前線に出していいんですか？
Does it do magic damage? Ranged arts. Does it do true damage? Use Lapland? No. Bro, there's not enough range tiles.
行くぞ。
一歩も引かない。陰謀を実現させた者が北総 M のに君は気づいていない。こういう時のザクロちゃんの艶はたまらないよね。冷静な泡と肉から吸い上げる。オリジニウム鉱脈を乗せた溶岩には絶対に近づかないでくださいね。どっちが獲物か想像したことある。友も故郷も二度と戻らなくなることを。頼みは私の庭から取った一種を言語にするは規律。危ないわね。これ好きなことにも私が出張らないといけないの？頑張ります。星が崩れていくのを感じる。
Oh, good.
去るべき怪人は私が送り出します。春風が雨と化す時節ね。待機中。
取るに足らん処刑だ。立ち会う価値もない。骨は海縁に拾ってもらえ。
私よここに毎回買う前の株この世で釘付けにしてやる。
Bro, Typhon's doing nothing here.
役に立つ情報を奴らに吐かせてやる。
本当にあなたを土に植えるわ。陰謀を実現させた者が北総 M のに 君は気づいていない。誤解なきを言っとくけど、戦場の匂いは別。
奈落に小躍りするグズはどこだ。
子供たちの悲鳴が聞こえる。私をここに派遣するのがあんたが頭をひねって考えた完璧な計画だっての。私よくはいはい想像したことある。友も故郷も二度と戻らなくなることを。頑張ります。骨骨より草が生え、荒れ地は送電となる。私に早く離れてください。お願いします。信号を実現させた者がトップ M の。君は気づいていない。
Wait, how is Aya healing them all so quickly? I don't get it.
先輩どうかご心配なく。これでも先輩よりもたくさん火山に登ってきてますから。
No, I'm gonna lose all my fucking Wishidow attacks. Fuck.
誤解なきを言っとくけど、戦場の匂いは別に好きじゃない。
No.
波状ボターと肉から吸い上げる。
Oh my god. Typhon, fucking do something, please! I'm begging you. Please, Typhon, I'm begging you, do something.
戦闘時期を抑えないで。今こそ皆さんをお助けする時です。
Bro, there's no way I'm gonna lose.
情報を奴らに吐かせてやる。
Oh, thank god. Wait, the dragon griefed!
ドキドキ距離を合わせて。
Please.
頼みは何です。ここが戦場。
No, you fucking serious? There's no way, what?
演算とデータに問題はなかったのに、どうして。あれ、何かが溶岩の上を滑っていったような。
It's not minus 21. I still got the drop. Fuck you. I still got the drop. Bro, I actually thought AO was gonna clutch that at the end. That's so sad.
命令に従い出撃。
Bro, I should just cancel Wishidow.
命令が
Fuck.
崩れていくのを感じる。
Shut your bitch ass up, Howling. I swear to God.
こういう時のザクロちゃんの艶はたまらないよね。君、自分の血でむせるなんてやめてよね。
Bro, how do I get rid of these, man? It blocks the vision of your operators. Dog shit
命令
ass.
想像したことある。友も故郷も二度と戻らなくなることを。どっちが思うか、ここで分からせておけ。頑張ります。手伝自然の摂理が乱してはならない。ビクトリアのバグパイプ、波状棒と共に参る。ご指示を。ここが戦場。想像したことある。友も故郷も二度と戻らなくなることを。川と肉。
What?
君もそんな。春風が雨と化す時節ね。
取るに足らん処刑だ。立ち会う価値もない。奈落に小躍りするグズはどこだ。
ドクター、
その誘いに乗ってやろう。
本当にどうしようもない状況なら私が出番。
役に立つ情報を奴らに吐かせてやる。
Sure, I can't do anything about this.
残死のみが徘徊する。
任務概要なんてただの紙くずよ。あんたが何をしたいか知ってるわ。 ここに立つのは私の使命。私に本当にねえバニー、毎回カウントする子供たちの悲鳴が聞こえる。時が距離を合わせてあなたを土に植える。生まれ変わりなさい。こういう時のザクロちゃんの艶はたまらないよね。命令の信号を実現させた者が北総 M なの。君は気づいていない。頼みは何だ。誰のことを選ぶのでしょうか。頼みは自然な摂理を乱してはならない。私ビクトリアのバグパイプ波状棒とともに。毎回カウントするなんて誰が言ったのかしら。私がお守りします。子供たちの悲鳴が聞こえる。私をここに派遣するのがあんたが頭をひねって考えた完璧な計画だった。
Bro, this boss is so AIDS, man. This is gonna be so bad tomorrow. I just know it's gonna be an AIDS ass boss tomorrow.
準備完了。待機中。
What the fuck is that thing? I don't get it.
決断を私の庭からちょっと連れて行き。毎回カウントするなんて誰が言ったのか。あなたを土に。
Thank God.
あなたにこれほどの頭脳と才能があるとは思ってなかったわ。なんだか麦芽糖の仕込み作業を手伝わせるのが。
Alright, let's pretend I just beat it. And then we click next. Your Highness, the singer has just been sent word that the and the rest have taken Loshini. They're on their way to County Hillock. I see. He only sent news after our troops left and the leader had already set out for County Hillock. He seemed to want to avoid offending the elocutionist and his group, but also to avoid accusations of concealing information. What should we do with him? Dublin has never needed him to be our eyes. No one is counting on him for this. My utmost apologies, I take full responsibility. I can't help but figure like someone's missing. I assumed they were heading towards County Hillock on orders. I never imagined they dared to take Loshini. They haven't gone far, so we can still catch up if we set off now. Your Highness, I bring news from your sister. She hopes you can curb the elocutionist and his men from acting rashly and bring her back. She said that herself? That's right. I'll mobilize the troops at once. Hold on. Your Highness, we should stop them as soon as possible. Also, I don't want to go to County Hillock straight from the dragon's mouth. If that is truly her desire, then she ought to realize it with her own hands. It would be no difficult task with her flames. Has she not already sentenced quite a few to death in the name of the leader? Tell her this. If that is what she wants, she can do it herself. No, there's no need for even that. Your Highness, if I may be so bold, she is my sister? Sad cat. Maintenance in 2 hours. Rip the AP, true. The giant dragon flaps its steel wings, stirring up a flaming vortex. But Loshini does not waver. She stabs her spear firmly in its eye socket. Okay. Still unable to commit to killing me, Loshini? Gradually, the dragon's voice overlaps with Oblana's, and eventually even its body becomes hers. The scenery around them changes swiftly, just like that night in the ruins with Lad. Oh, we got this music again. I just don't know. What exactly do you want? You deceived me and lied to me and lied to so many, all for what? For the city to be buried alongside you, to become the next legendary King Gale? I never lied to you. Oh, whoops. That's all too loud. And why should I believe you now? What exactly is Nasayorsi to you? What about Terra? I had always believed we shared the same dream, so why do they seem completely different now? Or will dreams eventually become a card for you to play in your mad pursuit of power? One that you'll never really grow bored of, just like Loshini back in County Hillock. County Hillock? I saw no desire to return to me in your eyes back then, only relief. Was I mistaken? Though I was truly sick of it back in County Hillock. With my flames, I can mold anything I want into any shape I want. Everything except my reflection in the mirror. No matter how large a blaze I stoked, she wouldn't change one bit. Because you've never burned her directly. Because I've never burned you directly. I've only ever waited. I've always been waiting for you to give me an answer. An answer? What about you, Loshini? What do you want? Whoa. Yes, it's good that your blood and your upbringing have you carry yourself high, but if you want for nothing, then what sort of position am I meant to leave by my side for you? Go on. This is your wish on a snowy night. I'll let you aspire as grand as you want. Doesn't it flip perspectives? True, you never used your flames on me, but only because you had other tools more suited for the task. Fear, duty, guilt, sympathy. You never asked me directly to change, but you've done so indirectly countless times. So all my attempts to guide you were useless, yet my apathy bore fruit? How terribly ironic. Whatever the case, you finally returned of your own will, ready to embrace a real life. That is enough. Conspiracies, lust for power, war. Is that what you call a real life? Is it not? Stories, poems, legends. Do you think those are enough to constitute a life worthy of you or I? I know I've always been ashamed of myself. Even now I hate myself for not sharing your suffering. I was the one who left, forcing you to shoulder it all on your own, letting them mold you into who you are now. No, Loshini. Recently I've been wondering if you're just as arrogant as I am. The only difference is that my arrogance is directed at the land, while yours is focused solely on me. What? Conspiracies, lust for power, war. Why do you assume those are what shaped me? They have never changed me. They simply happened to take on a form I was able to wield with ease, nothing more. The tiniest bit of power can decide whether one lives or dies. Even more power can decide the fate of armies. An overwhelming amount can decide the rise and fall of nations. Power comes to an end. The poets have always known this, and I think you do too. Am I wrong, Loshini? Death mocks all equally, preparing a predestined end for those who crave power. Ruthlessly snatching away everything they spent their whole lives chasing. So if you knew your path would come to naught, why did you still? Eblana backs away as the giant steel-forged dragon follows suit. Is it escaping or trying to hide? Loshini subconsciously eases her fire, but the next moment bites down on her lip and abruptly increases her strength, pushing Eblana forward. Very good. At least you have learned the most fundamental thing required for a life without me. Cruelty? Determination. If you've decided that this path is your life, then step forward and never look back. You should be telling that to the people of Nasayorsi. Let me finish. Death mocks all equally, yet I shall mock death. So bless me, dear sister, for I am finally about to embark on a grand adventure. Oh my god, a grand order. Eblana retreats again and again, the smile on her face fainter than ever. The sensation in Loshini's arms of piercing through steel gradually lessens until it feels as smooth as a stroke through a body, then as hollow as running a spear through flame. Until an immense force like the final flash of a dying light erupts from her spear tip. pulling Loshini towards the other side. Ice-cold flames wrap around her body, and she suddenly realizes that she now stands at the entrance of the Citadel, on Red Dragon Square, right in the middle of the fire returning right. Or perhaps the dragon skeleton she is currently entangled with merely returned to its original position, and took the chance to pull her with her firm grip on her spear into the core of the funeral flames. You still wish to get away from me, Loshini. Light shoots out from Loshini's spear, brighter than ever. In a flash, she feels a burning sensation as painful as her internal organs rupturing repeatedly. The flames of life burst and fade in the center of death, again and again until her weapon can no longer stand her overloaded arts and burst aflame as well. The dragon's bones crash and collide with each other like thousands of mouths singing their separate elegies. The flames slowly grow warmer as Ablana's figure gradually fades. Loshini's lips quiver, itching to say words of farewell. In her heart, she scans every book she reads, yet is unable to recall an appropriate line. Before she dissipates, Ablana slowly cradles Loshini in an embrace. Farewell. Till death do us meet again. I hope you enjoy my parting gift. Parting gift? Bro, she's smiling again. Looked like she gave her a scar, what? The mourners in the square are completely oblivious to what is occurring within the flames. All they see is a fire growing taller and stronger, now covering the pedestal and the coffin, the dragon sculpture, the citadel, yet continuing to ascend. The flames distort the dragon's figure. They can no longer tell whether it is flapping in its wings in flight, in a death match with some unseen foe, or crying out in anguish with its head run through. Everyone is silent, trying to identify its posture in the firelight, but all is in vain. Until Bridget cries out in surprise. Woo! The fire changed color! The fire changed color. A strong wind rising up from the ground turns the sky-searing purple flames into a maelstrom, and at the bottom where the coffin lies arises a small but scorching sun. The entire deep purple vortex seems to light up, emitting a shining yellow from the bottom to the top. Everyone near the bonfire backs away. The flames suddenly bear warmth, nearly burning them. The rising heat dissipates, evaporating even the stream of sorrow. Perhaps a miracle is about to occur. This is the only thought on anyone's mind. I'm gonna be real mad if everyone in this town lives. A miracle, one I have no choice but to accept for Terra. Is this the parting gift you prepared for me, sister? Ablana is undeniably dead. She cannot answer. Bro, rip guilt. Loshini tries to recall their hug. Expectations met, a pinch of warmth, and cold calculation. What were the proportions of each in that embrace? Or maybe, what does that mean? The proportions in the embrace? Are they measuring like boob size? Or maybe all those things were inseparable to Ablana. You were right, Ablana. If this was your ultimate goal, if you insist on laying this bloodstained crown atop my head, then yes. Slan Abael. Until death, we shan't meet again. Holy chills, what? The flaming vortex exhales and dissipates. The red dragon, the one who led the Terrans through the long night, steps forth from the statue's center towards the entirety of Naseor Sea. Her expression is blurred by flame, yet her figure is as solid as the ever-persistent life on the land. One step, then another. Her feet step over the coffin still burning in purple embers. There is no body within, only the familiar flame spewing spear of the leader. Well, it looks like she's about to like use an Amaterasu. Or no, whatever the giant skeleton thing is. The crowd holds their breath and the square falls silent as if they stand outside a hospital's delivery room, or perhaps a cemetery after the last shovel of soil has been heaped into a grave. Only dancing flames remain without rest. I can forgive everything else you've done to me, Ablana, but not this parting gift. Never. From past to present, your name will sink into oblivion alongside the countless names who built Terra. The only red dragon of Terra will be Loshini Dublin. I have returned. The red dragon who led you in the fight against Victoria in the fight for independence and freedom, Loshini Dublin, is back from the abyss of death. I died to quench the flames upon you all, but the rain of tears you shed for me extinguished that fire, allowing me to return from the abyss. This time, though, I will not drive you to your deaths. Our grand order undertaking is complete. Never again will there be cause for countless Terrans to offer up their lives and leave us only ruins and wailing. I pray with all my heart that every Terran will be able to curb their own flame. Flames that came from slavery, from oppression, from humiliation, from sorrow that never died out, not for thousands of years. I neither need nor expect you to forget. I only hope that you can do as our ancestors did and let those flames become your lamp. A lamp that first warms yourself and then illuminates the path for us all, so we can truly laugh, sing, and live in our homeland. A bright yet gentle light. While the crowd is still mulling over her words, one of the residents suddenly cries out in pain. Ah, why is the burn on my hand suddenly hurting? Wait, the colors of all your lamps. Even my own change colors. These are the lights the red dragon hopes you will carry to warm yourselves. Purple fire belongs only to the dead, yet we unwittingly let our own flames be dyed its color through overwhelming death and loss. But we mistook that fire for a blessing and allowed ourselves to be dragged towards the abyss. If the red dragon hadn't killed herself tonight, and we hadn't managed to return her flames, we could have all been dead by now, turned into walking corpses. To extinguish the flames of death in ourselves. You said that's why she killed herself? The sense of guilt that had crept up on Nemo's after the purple flames vanish leaves her unable to reply. She only nods silently. Then she feels a sudden chill on her face. It was a drop of water. Nemos lifts her head and looks to the distant sky. Night sky. More look up as the damp raindrops pelt their faces, gently washing their tears away. It is raining. Yeah, I figured that one out. Thanks, game. On Samhain's Eve, the rain falls, heavier and heavier, but the crowd still remains in the square. They wish to thank the Red Dragon for returning their lives, for separating life from death. But the dragon tells everyone she will remain here until everyone returns home to rest. So the people gradually disperse, and eventually the Wakemen and refugees bid goodbye to the dragon. They worry that some of the dead who have not returned their fire yet will gather around the ruins, although that worry is unfounded. By the time the sun rises, no longer will there be any wandering dead on Terran soil. Amidst sobs, Nemos bids goodbye to the dragon as well. The next day she will wake up early to collect bricks from all over town to make a new door for Ku's workshop. The huge square empties out, leaving only a red dragon and a nomad. Where are you off to next, Bridget? Not sure. There's anywhere to go, really. All I've done is pass on messages or report oncoming catastrophes. I think they will replace my job, though. What are they called again? Catastrophe managers? Messengers? There have been less and less of us nomads anyhow, so I guess I'm glad someone will carry on the work at least. You should try contacting Rhodes Island. Based. What's that? A pharmaceutical company. They're good people. You'll have to look for their headquarters. It's a land ship. I'll write them a letter tomorrow, and I was hoping you could deliver it for me. I think you'll like the place. But for tonight, you ought to rest inside the fort. We can't have you sleeping in a tent with all this rain. Let's head to the Citadel gates first. The two of them slowly make their way towards the Citadel. The downpour continues and the fire on the sculpture is nearly extinguished. Only a faint flame of indistinct color flickers in the dragon's eye sockets. They suddenly hear a voice from behind. Stubbornness and stupidity really are hereditary, I'm telling you. How can someone forget their own bet? Is there someone still in the square? It's that invisible brother of mine. He made a bet with me. Invisible? Don't turn around, Loshini. He's a wee bit awkward, that one. No fan of being seen, I'm sure. Looking at the flickering flame in the dragon's eyes, Lab recalls a time centuries past when Ale was still a lad with a cracking voice while his own beard had just started to sprout. Maigred the Exquisite was promoting everything Victorian in the royal capital, and ultimately even banned a favorite custom for Terran commoners, placing bets. That day, Lab had exploded in an argument with his mother, with an unprecedented level of rage. Afterwards, his mother ordered him to fast and reflect, but Ale sneaked into his brother's bedroom with a big piece of steak for him. The brothers blew out every light in the room and merrily gorged themselves, even licking their fingers clean. Enough stubbornness. Soon everyone in the capital will be a Victorian, Ale said. Lob stroked his still soft beard and merely shook his head. He asked, "Then why not make a bet with me? Once Mother's gone, not a soul will willingly continue pretending they're Victorian." "Fine," Ale replied. The older brother burst into laughter. "What's on the table then? What'd make a good wager? Why not the crown? If you win, I'll never set foot in the palace for the rest of my life." "No, I'll wager anything but that." Ale had refused. It was I who insisted on having it my way. Half as a joke and half hungry for a gamble, I nearly put him in tears, didn't I? Yes, because Ale was always the type to give in. He'd definitely agree. And so in the end, he said, "Alright, if you go, then never come back." Afterwards, I ended up leaving the palace, wandering for years as Ale spent that time unhappy in the capital. I heard that after losing half his men in the court, Ale was controlled by not even Victorians, but Terran nobles speaking with Victorian accents. You lost, Lab. No matter how homesick you are, you spent far too long on this family visit. Not to mention, you're just a pathetic shadow cast by firelight. Man, you have your own road to walk, no more breaking promises. Right, just like that, take out that purple fire from the stab wound on your chest. And now return it to the dragon who walked the same path you did. The exiled king's face twists from pain, but nevertheless, he extends his arm bit by bit towards the eye of the skeleton. Let's see. Ale, is this your blades? Can phantoms also feel pain? Can they shed tears of anguish? Or is it merely the rain dripping through him as his body fades to nothingness? He can no longer tell. Or perhaps the flame of your good descendant here. Lab! Loshini snaps around, but there is no sign of anyone else in the square. Only the purple fire in the red dragon's eyes. It flares up for a split second before the rain extinguishes it completely. Yo, how's it going, Wolf? Alright, Guild, do we finish tonight and push through? I'm down. Unless you want to go to bed, we can finish tomorrow. I'm doing pretty good, Wolf. Oh. View it. Yeah, this is an event story. I mean, it's kind of relevant to the main story, so... Back cover. A story repeated countless times is what becomes history. Alright, there better not be a 4. If there's a 4, we're going to bed. Bro, no reading for the last one. Cringe. Just before the mother engaged the dark mist, the wakemen of the woods came to remind her that she had yet to do that which was most important, hold a proper funeral for her daughter. The mother had intended to fight the dark mist to the death, but tears began to stream down her face when the wakemen sang their ancient song, and she chose to follow tradition and hold a wake for her daughter. All through the night she cried at the purple bonfire, representing her daughter's soul. The downpour of tears quenched the fire burning through the city, nearly extinguishing even the purple funeral flame. When the wakeman once again asked the mother if she would still fight the dark mist to the death, she gazed upon smoldering bonfire with tears on her face, saying, "I cannot abandon my kingdom's people." As she said these words, the feeble purple flame suddenly turned bright yellow. Her daughter rose from death and walked out of the flames, and mother and daughter embraced each other. Aww. So ends the story, not in fragments, but a true ending. Congratulations, we pieced together the truth. And what a happy ending. This is all thanks to you. Let us toast, and I'll write this all down and publish it for... Well, publishing it may be a challenge, but now that it's complete... The funeral, the bonfire, the resurrection. You saw everything. I never expected you to find the courage to return to Nase Orsi. Singer. The singer. And it was a lovely ending, wasn't it? Ablana departed with the dead, never to return. As for you, Your Highness Loshini, I dedicate this story to you. Whether to publish it, seal it away, or have it fade into obscurity along with the remnants of Dublin like me is all up to you. Am I supposed to know who the singer is? What? How wonderful. I almost regret allowing you to belittle yourself with a title like The Singer. Oh, she's gambling. Beast. You... Wait. What? You're not Loshini. You're a Blana? The once singer swings his arm furiously, spilling his drink on the table. You're dead. You can't be alive. You were killed twice. Once by spear and once by fire. You shouldn't be here. Or am I dead? This isn't funny. You're dead, Red Dragon. Go back to where you belong. I see. That's it. It was all a lie. You never died. You killed Loshini instead. It was all a trick, an illusion. If so, what becomes of your story? My story? Have you calmed down? You shouldn't be alive. No. Has death ever been an eternal sleep for me? What I could do with life, I can do with death. As a reward for completing the story, writer, let me tell you one thing. All that matters is fire. The purple fire. The purple fire from your story. It may seem ethereal, but it is no fiction. Where's her other arm? I don't see like her hand. Is like this her hand? She's usually like holding something, right? So looks so strange. It is true that over the long course of the war, I shared too much of my flame with others and became weak, feeble. But fire spreads, fire consumes, fire grows. After the battle with the knock on the Gastral, I needed to take back the flames I'd given away, which had been growing on the plains and the ruins, in the hearts of the people. You wanted it repaid with interest. Taxation is the most basic authority of a monarch. Mundane kings collect blood taxes to nurture their armies, to fight over land and people that will last more centuries. Last centuries at most. I collect blood taxes to pave a road between life and death with the red dragon's flame, so that all those caught in between will look up to me. The ravings of a mad woman. No doubt, it sounds that way to you, for you cannot fathom what happens when enough debt to consume a nation is returned to its master. 1,000 years of anger, sorrow, and hatred converged on me all at once. Did you think they would let my flesh and spirit fade away so easily? I will admit, I thought this was lotiony the entire time. A slave to hatred, what a fitting end for you. Have you already forgotten what I said in your story? Everyone and everything that thought they could mold me just happened to take on a form I was able to wield with ease. Were I truly their slave, you'd have been ash the moment I saw you. You lunatic! That's why you allowed Wellington to station his troops in the dark woods, to blockade the city. Wait, what? You allowed Wellington to station his troops in the dark woods, to blockade the city, even continued the curfew. You never intended to spare Naseorisi? Why, thank you for finally being willing to shed light on the unpleasant truth of the Dark Mist and Wellington. Wait, I'm so confused. What's the Dark Mist? Was the mist his troops? Does the Battle of Silver Rock Bluffs? There's no mist. Oh my god, this is so confusing. Does the Battle of Silver Rock Bluffs, which you witnessed from the deck of the Gastral, still haunts you in your alcohol-fueled dreams? It's never left you, has it? Why else would you be so obsessed with depicting the mist dangling above people? Oh! The mist was a fucking... It was just part of the story. Holy fuck, that's crazy. Bro, I need to reread this. It's never left you, has it? Why else would you be so obsessed with depicting the mist dangling above people's heads, yet so loath to define it? The curfew was justified at first. There are still Victorian spies in Naseorisi at the time indeed. The Duke of Wellington stepped up the blockade when Loshini entered the city because he wanted to smother any possibility of news leaking about the two red dragons. And the food that disappeared and came back on its own. The Brigadier was more than just your most trusted lieutenant. He was also captain. He was also captain of Wellington's Red Steel Guard? When he went to ask for supplies, Wellington acquiesced? Wellington simply became disappointed in Loshini when she left Naseorisi to seek the Wakemen, that's all. You should thank her, really. You'd never have escaped the woods if Wellington hadn't relaxed the blockade out of disappointment. As for the victory party you were so afraid to describe, don't tell me you really glorified it into a fairy tale in your memories. Of course not. What happened to the Dubliners who weren't willing to give up their power, the ones you took away on a pretext? They were swallowed by the dark mist, as you put it, quite literally. But Loshini still managed to make up her mind and killed you, and Wellington didn't follow your ridiculous orders. Suppose I believe that your aberrant purple fire left you a vessel. What do you plan to do with it? Lead an army of the dead to retake Terra? I won't help you. No living soul will. You and your dead friends can go straight to hell. Indeed, you were never suited to be Dublin's singer. You cling to what you see and believe. When the two could no longer be reconciled, you chose self-destruction rather to give up on either. But do you really imagine that everything has gone the way you think? A letter, Your Grace. You may enter. Is it urgent? No, ma'am. But look at the seal. It corresponds to no emblem on record from the past 50 years. Era. The Duke of Castor scrutinizes what the servant is holding. On the edge of the envelope is an emblem excavated from the dust of history. The young have never seen it, while the old have forgotten it. Only those forced to keep an eye on history remember its source. We are uncertain whether it is the mark of Terra or of King Gale. I never took you for a scholar of heraldry. That was not my intention. It is enough that we know what it signifies. To the Duke of Castor, open it and read it out loud, not too quickly. Yes, ma'am. There is no greeting. Your previous letter was received. The response was delayed as the time was not yet ripe. Now it is. From this day forth, martial law is hereby lifted in Naseorsi and the surrounding lands south of the Grey Hills. Extra, extra, read all about it. Martial law to be lifted at midnight across all of Terra. Publishing restrictions lifted. The art community rejoices. Read more on page 2. Finally, now we can call this a proper tavern. Whoa, he doesn't have a light. Look, he doesn't have a light. Here, with the curfew lifted, you can drink all through the night. Besides, it's my birthday. Drinks are on the house. Really? You sure about this? There are enough people in the city to drink you out of house and home. Worry about yourself. Look at you, rich boy, leaving your lamp on in the middle of the day. I was just so busy I forgot. Oh, turn it off, what the fuck? It's been warm lately, so I've been renovating. Thought I'd take the day off. Guess I really have been too busy. So how about another beer? Bro, I can't believe that's so funny. They had the character leave his light on to bait you. So how about another beer? I've got to get this fatigue out of my system. Here you go. On the other hand, I'm almost afraid of not being tired. Being tired is how I know I'm still breathing. No, that's not quite it. How should I put this? Living. Yes. Living. You too, ma'am. Here's one for you. Oh, it's you, Emma. I'm sorry, I've got to get going. Off to do your time on the AG plate? Yes. No idea how you managed to smuggle all that food out last year, but I hear you've been paying it off with honest work over there. So no need to be shy now. Have one on me. Thank you. To living. To Terra. To... Emma holds the cup with one hand and puts the other in her pocket, clutching the necklace she reclaimed last winter. The words said to her when it was returned come out of her mouth almost by instinct. To all our countrymen who gave their lives for Terra. You're really leaving, Bridget? Yeah, the bird and beasts are calling for me from their pastures. Besides, still haven't been to this Rhodes Island thing that Lotiony wanted me to see. Want to come with? Maybe if I have the chance. It's just sad to think that you're the one who brought us to Naseorsi, but can't stay yourself. It's not that I couldn't, I just chose not to. Like your own choice to stay. Say hi to the Wakemen for me, if they come back to the city. Yeah, say hi to the people that only come when someone dies. Is that your intuition again? It's not always right, but I don't smell that burning stink anymore. It smells like fresh buds and spring dew in the morning. Hello, Brigadier. You two know each other? You could say that. What are you doing here? I don't recall anything happening which the Red Steel Guard would need to be deployed for. I'm on leave. I came to honor the memory of my comrades, scoundrels to be sure, but they fought on my side. By my side. If you're looking to take revenge for those who died during your exile, this is your chance. A brawl with a soldier on leave wouldn't be considered an attack on the military. It wasn't you who killed Selman and the others, not directly. I'll remember what you did. That's enough for me. I see. What more can anyone ask for than to be remembered? Beltane, also known as the Festival of Fire, is scheduled to be revived in the coming days. The fire passing ritual will start in Oak Grove County. Country? County. You're awfully quiet. Are you nervous? Why wasn't she playable, man? No, it just strikes me that we managed to turn what you'd see in the books into reality. On the last day of spring, we extinguish the fires in our homes and come together to relight them at Beltane, in the smoke of the bonfire and drifting ash. We welcome the coming of a new season and of a new life. Your Highness Loshini, the lighting ceremony will begin in a few minutes. Alright, thank you. Maybe I've waited too long for this. It feels no realer than a dream. I wanted to sing Nemos. You've already sung for me back in AOC. So this time, the flames in my hand will do the singing. One more thing, Your Highness, about Her Highness Ablana. Your Highness, it's time! Sorry, Nemos, we can speak after the ritual. Bro, they're really gonna leave us like that? The Draco steps forward. A stone platform, sculpted in the style of the ruins, serves as her lectern. He lights the bonfire upon it and turns around. From the square below her, many faces gaze up with bated breath. That's not how you spell baited, by the way. What the fuck? She takes a deep breath. Unless that is how you spell, I don't think it is. 1,000 years ago, the Dracos of Victoria invaded Terra, creating the title of King Gale as an epithet of shame, robbing the nomadic Terrans of their freedom. Wait, really? They really called them gay to shame them? That's crazy. Dracos of Victoria invaded Terra. 600 years ago, the reigning King Gale had no choice but to allow the Victorians to remake the royal capital in their own image. 200 years ago, the Aslans seized the crown of Victoria, but once again they trampled the dreams of the Terrans below their feet, such that even our language was almost lost to us. Now Terra stands on her own. I recite this history of shame, not to fan the flames of hatred, but in defense of peace. Sing what songs in Victorian suffice to praise the beauty you see. Tell what tales in Terran will move the passions. We remember so that we might provide the living the dignity of life, and the dead the promise of reunion. Oh my god, reunion mentioned. Throughout the cold night, we shall retain a warm flame. As such, I, Loshini Dublin, the last descendant of the Terran Dracos, well, not really the last, but okay. I shall light this fire symbolizing new life. May it guide the way for all, whether living or departed. Enclosed you will find templates for nomadic city immigration forms. Signed, the Kingdom of Terra. This is treason. The King of Terra has long been one of the titles of the Victorian Emperor. Nothing in this letter denies it. To avoid conflict, the Red Dragon has even indefinitely delayed the coronation, so many are looking forward to. But in reality, the indecisive claimant, the corrupt oligarchs, the blockading army, and the flames of dissent, all these issues have been put to rest. For the first time in centuries, they proudly tell a new legend of a King Gale. In the short term, the unrest has indeed been contained within Wellington's domain. With time, however, it can become a greater threat than any insurrection. Terra must not be allowed to secede from Victoria. Oh my god, it's gonna be another fucking war. As long as Wellington doesn't take his entire territory away on a nomadic city, the other dukes and I will continue negotiating with him. Yes, ma'am. I'll draft some long-term plans regarding that. Whew, it's finally over. Yeah. Well done indeed. Thank you. So what was it you wanted to say about Ablana before the ceremony? We never found her body. If she somehow survived, I worry that someday a completely different story will be told about the resurrection of the Red Dragon. What story? That it was no miracle but the assassination of one dragon by another? Worse than that. I see. You're afraid that Ablana will return and paint the whole thing as a conspiracy I orchestrated. Our position is not unassailable. We both know that her body disappeared earlier that night, after you killed her the first time. What I dragged through the streets wasn't her body, but an empty coffin. I know. I also know that it was I who used the last spark of fire she left in her spear to ignite the coffin. It was I who left the city to parley with Wellington, laying out our plans in exchange for him delaying military action while they played out. It was I who walked into the fire the people had returned to Ablana. I who quenched and replaced the fire of death with the fire of life, and I who walked out of the fire in the end. We've known all this since that day on the balcony of Nasiorsi Citadel. Ablana had left us a puzzle with no solution. The only way out was a miracle. A miracle we scripted and directed. If anything, the true miracle was the Wakemen returning to the city. If Ablana hadn't awakened the exiled king, if Bridgen hadn't delivered that message centuries overdue, if Morn hadn't persuaded them, with just the two of us, that miracle could have never occurred. So what is there to fear at this point? Ablana has cut off any path leading away from the throne. All I can do is devote the rest of my days to Terra, and patiently await my judgment in some unknowable future. Nemos was dragging an empty coffin? Loshini was planning to resurrect the dragon the moment she first killed you? You're lying. I know. It was Wellington. He found a conscience and lifted the blockade on his own. You just won't give up, will you? The Iron Duke with a conscience? Hilarious. You promised him that only good could come of your scheming. All I promised him on the Gastro was that I could change the direction of Terra so long as Loshini was willing to return. The Red Dragon who breathes flames of death, the Spectre Force with its dead soldiers, Dublin with its blood-stained hands, everything was fated to sink into darkness, while the Terrans united under the banner of the one and only Red Dragon. Yeah, I guess rest in peace to Dublin, right? It's just like, it's over for them. Of course, His Grace was unaware that everyone in Nasiorsi was meant to die for the plan, but I knew. A city of doomed souls in exchange for Terra's lasting stability. Only good could come of it, no? A shame that the Duke isn't fond of Loshini. Things could have gone even more smoothly otherwise. Sophistry. You lied to Wellington. Your plan was anything but harmless, and the people of Nasiorsi did live. To everyone's surprise. In exchange for their lives, Loshini reached for the scepter of power that she destined so much. Oh, detested so much. She chose to write a saga, a novel, a miracle that should have been beneath her noble dignity. It was something only she could do, something that wouldn't have been possible even a few years ago. Would you have placed a miracle on the scales from the start? What if Loshini had failed? Then you wouldn't be sitting here enjoying your drink. I'm sure you've heard stories about what the Iron Duke does to whatever he considers an obstacle. Every story begins with an inspiration. Memories rush into the writer's mind like seawater at high tide. He struggles to break free, only to find himself powerless against the oncoming tide. Red Dragon. You knew from the beginning. You almost destroyed Nasiorsi. You made a mockery of all Terra. Now, I must object to that. I simply fulfilled a promise. Is being true to one's word no longer a virtue? Even you yourself admitted this was a happy ending. No, never. This isn't how the story ends. This isn't how my story's supposed to go. The writer sees a sliver of white. He falls to his knees and crawls along the ground, trying to collect the scattered sheets of paper that have flown loose. 1, 2, 3. He clutches them in his hand along with his pen. No. What would you like to write? Let me help you. No. No! The writer's shoulders tremble hysterically. Panicked, he begins to back off until his back hits the rickety wall of the tavern. Grabbing his pen like a spear, he begins to stab at the paper. Muttering under his breath, he only manages to cover them with scattered ink blots. Soon, even his muttering loses coherence. Commotion causes the drunken barkeep to come out from behind the counter and grab him by the collar. What you babbling about? Realizing that he can no longer form words, the writer looks desperately towards the woman watching him with disinterest. He points at the woman's hands, then in his own mouth. The meaning was clear. You've lost your words. Perhaps you hit your head from excitement, or had a minor stroke. Or perhaps because you just saw something you believed in so firmly, for so long, shattered to pieces. The very thing that inspired you to join Dublin, caused you to stay at the victory party, made you turn your back to now Cersei halfway. But it's time to wake up. He was there at the end, wasn't he though? Why did she keep saying he left halfway? Didn't Loshini speak to him at the end? Like right before the end? Yo, how's it going, Gummy? With a trembling hand, the writer tries to write on his palm, but leaves only crooked, disjointed lines. He left? Well, Loshini was talking to the Mist, wasn't she? Oh, the end was the Brigadier. You wrote a story for Terra, a complete story, not a collection of fragments. Is it more obvious when you were like watching me play through that when he left? You wrote a story for Terra, a complete story, not a collection of fragments. It's a good one. I like it. And I like it even more now that it belongs only to me, not to you. Slongo Foil, singer. No, writer. Slongo Foil, the last Dubliner. I look forward to the stories you'll tell me when death reunites us. With one last glance at the writer, the woman tosses a few coins onto the table and walks out of the tavern. A memory comes back to the writer. It was the same look Ablana gave him that night, a year and a half ago, when he decided to delay his report after the leader's shadow had already departed, in hopes staying in both sides' good graces. They show us the singer outside for a few lines. Oh, really? What should I call you then? Oh my god, Rhodes Island? Holy fuck. Whatever you're thinking, I am only neckgrass here. Unless you two find a signed sheet of paper to hold no power whatsoever. Operator neckgrass. Bro, is this the only time they actually show an operator joining at the end of the story? If you find the title necessary, Erudite. For my part, I'm more curious about your lack of reaction upon hearing the whole story. I read the report. Ah, lapse on my part, I see. First a private letter from Nasorisi, then fragments through official channels. Loshini's getting better at this. Then I presume she's told you all about me, which is why you were willing to sit down with me by yourself and hear out this patchwork tale of illusions and insinuations. No, she has yet to find your body. That makes your courage all the more admirable. I mustn't neglect to give credit to Loshini where it's due. She's more than just a qualified dance partner now. She's ready to take the lead. I do hope she enjoys herself. Sounds like you like your new powers. Of course I do. The powers of the dead aren't necessarily greater than those of the living, but they are more lasting and harder to check. But you'll soon grow bored of them, like everything else you've ever had. Followers, martyrs, dominion, status. Life is short, but death is long, Erudite. There is still... Why'd she call us that? There's still so many interesting people in the mortal realm. That alone is reason enough for me to await them in death. So you gave Reed your old toys. A cutting question, Erudite, but I'll allow it. And not only because your accusations is astute, if prejudiced, but also because you are one of the interesting people I mentioned. What makes me interesting? I am inseparable from death. Is it not the natural order of things that those like me should be drawn to Rhodes Island? I was drawn, so I came. This place is always covered in the scent of death, after all, especially around you, my dear erudite. I don't understand. You will someday. When the tides erupt and the night of death descends, you will be grateful for my presence, so long as I do not mock your predicament. As for right now, I am simply the shadow of Terra's leader, just neck grass, nothing more. Holy fuck, that was so confusing. To revive? Oh my god, I have to kill it easier? Fuck me. Interesting. That was pretty good. I like the twist at the end. That was a really fun final 2 nodes at the end. That was like kind of fucking crazy. Especially that last one. That was kind of fucking wild. I kind of fuck with that story. Alright. Is she come back to life? Yes. Or was she ever dead? Who knows? Yeah, I was so confused. I'm really glad we did the last one. I might need to like go back and see where the singer shows up when everyone is singing. When the fuck is everyone singing when he shows up? How was it? I mean, should you read it? No. Wait, we read it today? I don't remember him? I mean, I feel like it's only good if you care about this storyline. Wait, he doesn't look like his model from the tavern? Was that him right there? Did I just miss it? No, you said when everyone's singing. Oh, fuck. It was him. Oh. Holy fuck, I totally missed that, yeah. Yeah, so this is where he leaves. That's crazy, bro. Holy fuck.
Ah, Doctor. 君は変わらないね.
All right. That's it. We'll finish up the event tomorrow. When's Bro, I kind of want to read a summary of it. Like, I hope someone on Reddit posts a summary of it, or the wiki has something. I kind of want to read through it. Yeah, I don't want to read through the entire thing again, but I want to, like, go through, you know? Alright. This is the last story we're gonna do until I mean, what, we're like 2 weeks out from chapter 15, right? Is that what the leak was? Did anybody pin the leak? I don't think anybody pinned it, right? Oh, we did get it pinned. No, no pin. Somebody posted the dates and we never pinned it. Yeah. So we'll do EX stages tomorrow. Probably just play RuneScape after. I could do some other stuff in Arknights, but I really don't feel like it, so. And then we'll do some more Arknightsing for chapter 15, where we will try to read it a bunch. The 16th. Alright, so unfortunately, that is the weekend that Spider-Man comes out. And I'm working that Friday. Maybe I'll do Saturday morning for pre-release, and then stream Saturday night. I don't know. When they officially announce it, I'll try to think up of how we're gonna read it all. I assume it's gonna take a while, so I'm like not in a super rush to do it, but I'm like I kind of want to do it within 2 weeks, so. All right. Thanks for hanging out, everyone.
I love a good dessert. So
God. Why'd that start playing? Fucking TikTokers I was watching. Aubrey's thing linked to a fucking thing. I closed it and started playing my YouTube Shorts feed. It's the girl that does New York tastings. Alright. Thanks for hanging, everyone. I'll catch you all tomorrow for some more Arknightsing and some RuneScaping. So, hope to see you there. Have a good night. Have a good rest of the day, evening, whatever it is you are at, and I'll catch you all tomorrow. Thanks for hanging, everyone. Have a good night. And as always,